26 minutes past 6, 97.3 Citi FM. Diana Hamilton. It's called The Wonder Working God. And that's how we choose to start the show. We're entering the home straight for the month of July. It's the 22nd. A week and a few days, and then August is upon us. Join us as we make radio more meaningful. Great music, insightful analysis, pointed interviews, real conversations. Real radio, made pleasant by 97.3. My name is Ben Arable. Thank you so much. Taking over from Nana to Fobo with the breakfast news. Starting off with Business Sense, brought to you by ADB, newspaper review segment. And then we jump into the business news at 7. A quarter past the hour, we're moving into sports. Morning, I'm going to give you business sense from Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is evil, the whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? It means inner darkness is worse than external darkness. Life without revelation is a life of darkness. But it says the light of the body is the eye. It means the way you see determines the light you get. Because the entry point of light is the eye. And in fact, many cameras, all cameras follow the technology of the eye. If your eye is single, now that's focus. A double-minded person is unstable in their ways. One of the greatest reasons why people fail is not lack of ability, it's a lack of focus. So if your eye is single, the being will have light. The way you see determines how you go. Be focused on the assignment for today. I have my big 3 for today. I don't know about you. We don't get better by doing more things. We get better by doing fewer, more meaningful things. So don't focus on 10 things. Focus on 2, 3, or 4 and give yourself to them. If your eye is single, but if the light is in you, be darkness. It means if the inner light is bright, it's only a matter of time before you shine. Powerful thought from Matthew 6:22 and 23. Let there be light. Oh yes, inner light for outer shining. ADB is proud to be associated with this segment. If you need a personal loan to resolve your issues, we're offering a variety of loans, including top-ups at highly reduced interest rates. Get a longer tenure of up to 6 years. An offer open to non-customers as well. Call 0302-210-210. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly agric and more. Newspaper Reviews next is brought to us by Total Energy. The incredible benefits of Excellium is there for all to see. It's a 3-in-1 powerful action formula. Cleans your engine, extends its life, lowers your fuel consumption. The cumulative effect of this anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives is that it lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing CO2 emissions. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality. And Pan-African Payment and Settlement System PAPS is now live at Fidelity Bank. Imagine sending money to your loved ones across the continent. It facilitates trade, it makes it easier for transactions, and it's available in Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, all from and to Ghana. Powered by Fidelity Bank. Fidelity, believe with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement of preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a quick and more.
The Citi Breakfast Show.
In the home straight for the month of July, it's the 22nd. In about 9 days or so, we're finishing the month. Let me say good morning to my friend and brother, Richard Sky.
Good morning, my brother. How's it going?
My friend and brother, Nathan Kwao.
Hello.
I'm fine, gentlemen.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm just loving it.
Biden say no go do that here again.
You know, we all knew this. It's funny how the public can know something to be true, and yet those who are close to a political leader will dig in their heels until it's almost too late. He should have probably taken this decision 3 months ago.
Can you imagine that?
You know, wasted everybody's time. Now everybody's confused.
And the question that people are now asking is, if he's not fit to run for a second term, is he fit to lead the country?
It's a good question. Well, because you know that a campaign is not the same as a campaign is more grueling, and also for that age, combining politics and leadership may not be the same. So let's give him 2 weeks. If COVID goes and see how he cooks.
He will emerge from the bunker.
If he emerges and he's okay, we'll see.
Initially, I was very stunned, right? Because I did not think he was going to walk away. But upon reflection,
did you see him walking up the plane? You know, if this guy were your grandfather, would you
advise him that
sometimes we should advise our friends in politics.
That's what I'm saying.
You need people near you who can speak the truth to you.
That's what, you know, initially he said he was not going to back. Now, so I thought at least he would ride that out, or he would be obstinate for a few more months.
Said we defeated COVID. COVID came, something corona. They should even test him for other things. No, it's serious. It's serious.
We should extend the test
because the way he opens his eyes to look at people. And there was a video of him. People were just dancing next to him. He was looking at him like he just woke up. You know how when you wake up from sleep and the dance, you don't know what they happen.
His age.
We shouldn't allow certain things to happen to people.
Ideally, I mean, people around him should.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Anyway, let's start with the graphic.
Yes, so the daily graphic says this morning, EC will be fair. Chairperson assures 2024 election stakeholders. Also on the front page this morning concerning elections, Joe Biden withdraws from U.S. presidential race, endorses Kamala Harris. Also on the front page this morning, Parliament passes Ghana Civil Aviation Bill 6 to bolster transparency and excellence and will protect your ballots, Mahama is affirming.
The new finder says Arab Africa Financial Consortium established to enhance economic development and foster deeper ties. Refilling CRM must operate side by side to engender competition. That's coming in from the LPG marketers. The bulk energy or best records 208. Well, it's written here.
I think it's best. It's a mistake. Bulk oil storage. Okay.
Well, the story, when I looked at it, just to be double sure, says the bulk energy storage company limited best. It looks like they've changed that
to best.
Yeah, and University of Local Governance and Development to start soon.
All right. Let me take you to the Herald newspaper. Baumia's right-hand man distances him from illegal deputy IGP appointment. Says he must win fair and square. No need for new deputy IGP. Also on the front page, AG's military dismissal letter against Richard Jakpa incomplete. Colonel Festus Abuaji joins Bevlo Latte for further and better particulars. Also on the front page this morning, NDC warns TMA boss and others against destroying bail boards, and concerned Ghanaian calls for SNET MPRA board's resignation over alleged misconduct.
Okay, the Chronicle's biggest story says Ghana's minister makes history. Educhum appointed to lead a team of experts to reform education in Africa.
All right.
Simpa hosts ECOWAS Parliament again, and there's a picture of Mr. Alexander Penyomark, an MP for a Futu here. But there promises rapid development of Africa. And Ghana exports petrol to 7 West African countries. That's coming in from the NPA. And the Ochinhine is saying free salaries of irresponsible parents. That's all on the front page of the Chronicle.
The Daily Guide. Champion Africa education. Obasanjo to Educhum. I saw Obasanjo packing his own things through, what do you call it? Immigration at the airport. Also, Winneba hosts ECOWAS Parliament. Again, as you stated, NDC sold state lands to cronies. Comes with a photograph of former President John Dramani Mahama. And credible elections or coup. Ato Forson is quoted here saying, really? And SDA is not voting on December 7. This is according to the church.
The new publisher also has the ECOWAS story here with Alexander Penyo Martin's picture. Another story is MPA expands petroleum exports to Senegal and Gambia. Ibrahim Mahama donates 20 vehicles to Liberia, and economist Lord Baumia's tax system proposal.
The Ghanaian publisher says state capture list of state lands Mahama sold to cronies. Also about ECOWAS in Winneba, again on the front page, Akufo-Addo approves local governance university and divert salaries, as you said, of irresponsible parents to wards. This is the Ochihini speaking.
Okay, the Informer says, don't distract OSP. Supreme Court tells public. Imani urges vote against LI masterminds. That's on page 2 of the paper. Baumia's tax reforms apt, according to an economist. And transport fares not increased. GPRTU advises public. And on the sale of public lands and assets, Minister calls for constructive dialogue.
The Inquisitor says this morning, appointment of Deputy IGP, PR blow for PR blow for Dampare. Also on the front page this morning, SC strikes out Ken Crunchy's suit against OSP. And some stories here again on the front page. One says, Wahala after African Games, hoteliers threaten to sue LOC. Sports Ministry. The Inquisitor, please behave. Irresponsible headline.
The Daily Searchlight says, Nigeria minister blows whistle on 40% commission scandal on World Bank loans. What about Ghana? That's the question there. In other stories, Biden ends campaign, endorses Vice President Kamala Harris, and Dr. Educhum here being tasked by former Nigerian President Obasanjo.
The Republic Press says NDC rejects IEA debate, accuses think tank of bias. Brian Champong stands up for SDA as he advocates for special voting, and some other stories here. And if you go to the BNFT, the final newspaper for me this morning, cement regulation to bring transparency, not price control. This is according to the Minister for Trade, the Honorable K.T. Hammond. Also, speed, digital preference on the rise. PwC survey as bank customers demand more. Some other stories here.
Let me take you online. citinewsroom.com. Concerned drivers suspend 15% transport fare hike. Also stop illicit financial flows to boost development. Akufo-Addo to African leaders. Hoteliers threatening to legal action against Sports Ministry of unpaid Africa Games bills. Meanwhile, Domedevo is asking that we scrap the audit service board. And then KNUST alumnus files injunction against VC Prof Dixon's term extension. And then 7 firefighters injured in accident at Adankrono. All these stories on citinewsroom.com. If you go to my job online, the lead story there has to do with the president asking for illicit financial flows to be kept. Also, the KNUST VC reappointment faces legal challenge. It's also the lead story. Now, we are unaware of Paralympic teams' participation in any Oslo marathon. This is the sports ministry. That story is getting murkier and murkier. We'll delve into it later. VRA prepares for potential Akosombo Dam spill with enhanced community engagement. And then let's guard the youth against engagement with extremists. This is a crime officer. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Dangote refinery in talks with Libya to secure oil. So while our best is beating his chest that they are making profit, somebody has a refinery and is getting oil to try and break the control of foreign powers over their oil. A few other stories making the rounds. If you go to the GNA, the president's appeal to his colleagues at the Badia on illicit financial flows is making the headlines. And also the Obasanjo story on education is also there. Meanwhile, MP assures the consumers that city stabilization will solve fuel price hikes. And then EC assures of transparency in the election. Everywhere else, Biden steps aside. Washington Post, US's main newspaper in Washington, president endorses Kamala Harris. Democrats start to coalesce around the vice president. The New York Times, with Biden out, Democrats pivot to Harris. Meanwhile, vice president moves to take control in a transformed race. That's the big story in the US. Bloomberg is also leading with that. It says Joe Biden bows out to Democrats who wanted him out, appending US politics. But the best headline I saw on social media, it says the bullet hit Trump, but it killed Joe Biden. Beautiful headline. The New European. If there's a headline of the week, it's amazing. He says the single gunshot that changed the trajectory of the world. A story by Matthew Dancona. The bullet hit Trump, but it ended Joe Biden's presidency. What a beautiful play on words. Let's get into the details. EC is talking.
Yeah, that's right. So there are a number of issues concerning elections this morning. So let me just bring about 4 newspapers together quickly. If you go to the
Informer also has some.
Okay. Yes, so if you go to the Daily Graphic, they say that EC will be fair, and the story is by Joshua Bediako.
He appeared on Friday in Parliament. At an engagement.
With MPs, and it says the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Adukwe-Mensah, has assured the public of the Commission's commitment to provide a level playing field for all candidates and political parties in this year's general election. Now, she said the Commission would undertake its mandate in the upcoming elections without fear or favor. Now, it goes on to provide some other details. Now, if you go to page 13 of the same newspaper, will protect your ballots. President Mahama is quoted as saying, and the story basically says that the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has assured Ghanaians that the party will protect the ballots of the electorate in the December general election. Now, I wish to assure Ghanaians, there's a quote here, that we are going to protect their ballots. Vote for the NDC and your ballots will not get lost. We'll police at the poll and make sure that every single vote counts. Let's all gear up for the election. Now, quickly, if you stay with election-related matters, there is a story here on page 6 of the Daily Guide. Credible elections or coup, Ato Forson is quoted. Now, the story is by Ernest Kofi-Edu from Parliament. It says the minority leader in Parliament, Dr. Kesel Ato Forson, has stated that the whispers of a coup are growing louder in the country, necessitating credible elections on December 7. According to him, there is a constant reminder that the future of Ghana hangs precariously in the balance with the tense political landscape. Now, speaking in Parliament as a precursor to his questions for the Electoral Commission chairperson, Dr. Ato Forson, who is also the National Democratic Congress Member of Parliament for Ejumako Enyanisiem, said any trigger would erase all of us.
All right.
And then finally,
still in that area,
NDC rejects IEA debate.
Yeah, but this is an old story.
Yeah, so they are saying that they won't take part.
This one was last Thursday. On Friday. Yeah. Yes.
Well, the EC boss was in Parliament Sky, like you said, and she said categorically that the EC, or she allayed fears in certain quarters that the EC could not rig elections in favor of any political party. She explained that, quote, pink sheets that are scanned, that are sent by fax and email that come through, and we believe that by that time the party should have copies of all these on their telephones for you to verify, end quote. And she said this when she briefed Parliament last week regarding her outfit's preparedness towards the December 7 general
The other
election.
story that came over the weekend was this embarrassing story about Ghana's Paralympic team having absconded in Norway, and there are two following stories. If you go on City Sports, there Mr. Samson Dean is the name. He says my signature was forged, and he addresses the Ghana Para Athletes Norway controversy. So, President of the National Paralympic Committee Ghana, Samson Dean, has categorically denied appending his signature to clear a group of Ghanaian para athletes to travel to Norway to represent the nation in this year's Berggren Marathon. He said this while addressing the controversy brewing over the death of an alleged member of the 11-member team that allegedly represented Ghana at the aforementioned event in Oslo. Now, that story broke over the weekend. Now, a Ministry of National Security letter addressed to the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration stated that the Paralympic athlete Nana Entry had been apprehended by Norwegian security officials. However, Samson Dean denied knowledge of the individuals captured in the letter and went on to state that his signature was forged in the visa application letter. Now, what's the background to this? The scandal was that Ghana's Paralympic head coach passes away while 9 others were on the run, with one arrested in Norway. Wow. This story originally came because of the letter that was written and copied to the 2 ministries, and the story is dated July 20. Now, according to details provided in a letter to the Ministry of National Security addressed the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Ministry of Foreign Affairs, an 11-member contingent representing Ghana arrived in Norway on April 25 to compete in the aforementioned marathon but failed to report to the event. In the wake of the team's failure to report to the event, a search party apprehended a member of the team, Nana Entry, a para-athlete, in his attempt to move from Norway to Sweden via train. However, another member of the team, head coach George J.C. Jemfi, was hospitalized in Norway after collapsing on April 28 before passing away on May 17 in the wake of the team's failure to compete in the aforementioned event. Now, details on the whereabouts of the remaining 9 members of the team weren't provided in the letter, but the letter stated that the European Border Control, Coast Guard Agency and Norwegian Embassy in Ghana have been notified and are looking to apprehend the 9. Such an embarrassing story. Now, then the other angles have come, sort of new developments where the Ministry of Youth and Sports is now saying that appropriate punitive measures will be meted out to impersonators. It goes on and on and on and on. We'll spend some time on this later.
And still talking about international gatherings, we're told by the Ghanaian publisher that ECOWAS Parliament meets in Winnipeg again, and the story is on page 4, says Alexander Penyo-Markin, Member of Parliament for Efutu in the Central Region, has said Winnipeg, the capital of his constituency, is fully prepared to receive and host members of the ECOWAS Parliament for the third time. Penyo-Markin, the majority leader in Ghana's Parliament, gave the assurance to the ECOWAS Parliament after members agreed that Winnipeg should be the venue for the delocalized joint committee meetings to take place from Monday, July 29, 2024 to Friday, August 3, 2024. They'll be discussing matters concerning plastic waste.
Okay, now speaking of conferences, the new finder has a good one. Arab Africa Financial Consortium established to enhance economic development, foster deeper ties. This is on page 8 of the new finder, and it says a new financial consortium has been forged between African and Arab banks in a major move to enhance economic development and foster deeper ties between the 2 regions. The goal is to establish a coordinated platform to facilitate the exchange of development finance pillars and align the common development agenda between the 2 regions. Now, this event took place as the Bank for Arab Development in Africa held this keynote address by President Akufo-Addo, Secretary General of AFTA, Wamkele Mene, and some key figures from across the continent, including Dr. Fahad Al-Dossi, chairman of Badia's board of directors. The president of Ghana lauded Badia's role in Africa's development and also urged that we deal with illicit financial flows outside the country.
Okay, so talking about banks, quickly, if you go to page 2 of the BNFT, we're told 5 banks responsible for more than half of all loans in 2023. This is according to PricewaterhouseCoopers report. And the story by Joshua Wolasi, Amlano and Ebenezer Chike, Jane Joku, they say that 5 banks in the country, EcoBank, GCB Bank, ABSA, Stanbic, and Societe Generale held 55.9% of all loans and advances in 2023, up from 54.6% the previous year. PwC's latest banking survey has shown. If you stay in the same newspaper, we're told that cement regulation to bring transparency, not price control. You know, KD Amon is under fire, and Ebenezer Chike Njoku reports that Minister of Trade, Honorable KT Amon, has stated that the intention behind the introduction of the legislation, the instrument 2480, is not to control prices of the commodity, but to offer enhanced transparency.
Well, that story is the sort of like a different angle to a more worrying one.
Okay.
Where the minister walked out representatives of cement manufacturers, and I thought that was quite a bad story. So leave or walk out. Katie Hammond sacks cement manufacturers for meeting with construction chamber. This story is on citinewsroom.com. Trade and Industry Minister Kobna Tahir Hammond on Friday, July 19, dismissed representatives of the Cement Manufacturers Association from a meeting with the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry at the Christ the King in Accra. A video from the meeting captured Mr. Hammond insisting that the cement manufacturers exit before the meeting commenced. I was invited by the Chamber of Construction. I wasn't invited by Association of Cement Manufacturers. I wasn't invited by them. Can they leave now? Mr. Amon explained. Why is Siri speaking when I'm speaking? Mr. Amon explained that he had already had discussions with the manufacturers and there was no need to meet them again. He emphasized that this particular meeting was for interaction with Chamber of Construction. He said 2 options. They either leave or I leave. The minister stated firmly, despite attempts by representatives of the chamber to justify the manufacturers' attendance in the meeting. I thought that was not good. A minister of trade should not be sacking cement manufacturers from a meeting to attempt to discuss an LI to regulate that industry. Cement is a very important product. Whatever the minister's motives for the LI are, is unsightly to be seen to be sacking. These are people who create jobs. These are the people who pay taxes. This is a company. These are companies. Look, they are big. Gasem, Jata Cement, which other one? Diamond Cement, and the rest of them. I don't think it was a good display of a government that's listening for a minister to. You could have listened to them and said, well, I've heard you. Let me have a closed door session with the others. But to just sack them like that, it was not good. Honestly, it wasn't.
Quickly,
if you go to the new publisher, Bernard, you mentioned this from the online stories, but it's in the paper. The Ghana National Fire Service has confirmed that 7 of its officers got injured when a fire tender from the Kede fire station was involved at Ochun Kwanta on Sunday morning on the outskirts of Kede in the eastern region while responding to an emergency. A statement issued by the Ghana National Fire Service and signed by its public relations officer ACFO Timothy Osafu Afum said 2 of the crew members were in critical condition at the Kede Government Hospital. It continued that 5 other crew members were injured and were on admission at the Akwetia St. Dominic's Hospital. The statement said only 1 crew member escaped unhurt.
All right.
Okay, still talking about security officers. If you go to page, this will be page 6 or page 5 of the Herald newspaper, EC boss unhappy with 20 soldiers' protection. Now, Jean Mensah, chairperson of the Electoral Commission, has disclosed to Parliament that 20 military men protecting her at her home and office was not her decision, but that of the nation's security apparatus. Now, this follows concern expressed by some members of Parliament about the large military consignment or contingent assigned to protect her when she appeared before Parliament on Friday, July 19, 2024. This is in sharp contrast to Dr. Kojo Afarijan, who was seen freely roaming the streets of Accra and other parts of the country in chop bars and drinking spots without even a single police officer. Larry, you are not correct.
There's a story I want to contrast with something. So, page 5 of the finance says best records 208 million cedi profit in 2023. So, according to the story, the bulk energy storage and transport company posted a profit of 208 million for the last financial year, marking a decline from the 342 million recorded the previous year. Despite this increase, the company has shown a strong financial recovery since 2021 when it returned to profitability. My question though is that Bolst and Tor and all these companies, are they strategically protecting our reserves and helping us transition from being depending on finished product? Because in another story, Dangote's refinery is in talks with Libya to secure crude for the 650,000 barrels per day plant, and will also seek Angolan oil. The senior executive said, as it seeks to overcome problems with domestic supplies. Now, the $20 billion refinery built by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, on the outskirts of Lagos is Africa's largest and is designed to end Nigeria's dependency on imported fuel. Part of our foreign exchange risk is when we don't refine our own oil here, because you sell the crude and then you have to buy the finished product. And for some reason, our tour has never worked.
That's right.
We should take a cue from what Dangote has done and stop beating our chest that we're making profit, when the real reason why we exist is to protect the country from these exposures.
Exactly.
So that's a very important angle to bring. And finally, the spillage preparations are going on, and we'll keep an eye on that. My journal line story is that
they need to pay compensation to the people who were affected.
VRA prepares for potential Akosombo Dam spill with enhanced community engagement. In response to last year's devastating Akosombo Dam spillage, the Water River Authority has ramped up community engagement efforts as a precautionary measure against potential future spills. Expecting higher volumes, the VRA plans to release water at a rate of 50,000 cubic feet per second, which falls within the phase 1 of the spill plan. This discharge is expected to largely remain within the river channel. So we'll keep an eye on that story.
Bless you.
For you. That was the newspaper review. Nashika Caesar is here. City Business News.
Oh, jump on
Go. Ah, go me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started.
Access Bank and Goyle. Ashika Sisa is the news. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goyle and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Siza. Coming up, financial institutions across Africa push for establishment of a continent-wide credit rating agency to address perceived biases by international credit rating agencies. Also coming up, commuters can heave a sigh of relief as the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana suspends their planned 15% increase in transport fares. And later, Minister of Trade and Industry Katie Hammond insists legislative instruments aimed at regulating cement pricing will proceed despite objections from industry players. The details of our stories now. Financial institutions across Africa are reinforcing their support for the establishment of a continent-wide credit rating agency to address perceived biases and unfair risk assessment by international credit rating agencies. An African credit rating agency will provide a more accurate representation of the financial risk on the continent to enhance Africa's integration into global financial market. It is on the back of this that President of Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, is urging African leaders to help erase the inaccurate perception of financial risk in Africa to unlock the continent's developmental opportunities. He made the charge when some investment partners in Africa met in Accra to unveil the Alliance of Africa multilateral financial institutions to strengthen Africa's financial landscape.
We decided that it is institutions like ours that can force the world to recognize an African rating agency. It's not going to be a wish. When we go to Japan to issue debt instruments, even if we have the biggest rating of any rating agency in the world, they tell you go to JCR to be rated. It's the rating of JCR that they use to price your debt. Even amongst us, when we want to issue papers in Africa, we go to be rated by Fitch, Moody's, or whoever before we come and issue the paper on the continent. We are the ones doing ourselves in as far as we are concerned. So we decided that maybe the charity begins at home. Let's do an RFP. There are rating agencies already on the continent of Africa. We said, let's do an RFP, select one or two. That's why we looked at it. And we would deliberately take them as to rate us.
That was President of the Afrexim Bank, Afreximbank, Professor Benedict Orama speaking there. Now, financial sector players are calling on the government to settle the 29 billion cedi debt owed contractors and power generators, as this is negatively impacting the non-performing loans of banks and rendering them insolvent. Ahead of the presentation of the mid-year budget review this week, we put a spotlight on the banking sector to access the key soundness indicators, the current issues facing banks, and the expectations ahead of the mid-year budget review. We have more in the following report. The government in its 2024 budget and economic policy indicated that the banking sector remained sound despite the lingering effect of the domestic debt restructuring. The total assets of the banking industry stood at 250.7 billion Ghana cedis as of the end of September 2023, representing a year-on-year growth of 14.9% from the 218.1 billion Ghana cedis in September 2022. Assessing the key soundness indicators so far, however, Dr. Richmond Echiahene, a banking consultant, says that contrary to reports of a thriving banking sector, the industry is still facing liquidity constraints.
The post-DDEP, the banks collectively looks to be doing well. But if you fragment them into bank by bank, then it is not as rosy or as profitable as they may be, taking huge losses.
The 2024 budget and economic policy also stated that the non-performing loans NPL ratio rose to 18.0% in September 2023 from the 14.1% in September 2022. Touching on the issue of non-performing loans, Dr. Richmond Echiahene pointed out that the NPLs of the banking sector have reached near distress levels.
I computed the non-performing from 2014 up to 2023. The sector has not been able to achieve 10% required level. Any banking sector that has more than 10% non-performing, that banking sector can be said to be in fully distress. Non-performing is a big an albatross on the bank. If the solvency is questionable because of non-performing, the question is that why have we allowed the banks to be insolvent because of non-performing?
That was Dr. Richmond Echiahene, banking consultant, ending that report there. Now, Trade and Industry Minister Katie Hammond has asserted that attempt to block the legislative instrument LI aimed at regulating cement pricing in the country will not succeed. The LI was laid in Parliament on Tuesday, July 9 by the Minister of Trade and Industry Katie Hammond, but it has since drawn strong opposition from cement manufacturers. At a stakeholder meeting with the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, Katie Hammond revealed that some persons were attempting to have the LI blocked from maturing into law, but indicated that such plans will not see the light of day.
Those who are not happy are still, they themselves and the agents are going all over the place and asking some leading members of parliament to ensure that it is blocked. It's an exercise in futility. You can't do that. When it is late, it is late. No single individual. But what is important is that I want you to take away from here that the LI does not seek to control prices. It doesn't control. We can only continue to use the word regulation. But I think we're taking some trouble to explain what we mean by regulation, to get the perfect balance between the two, the production end and then the purchase end.
Katie Hammond is the Minister of Trade and Industry. Away from that, commuters can heave a sigh of relief and ease financial pressure on their pockets as the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana announces a suspension of a planned 15% increase in transport fares, which was to have taken effect today. We have details in the following reports.
The announcement of a planned 15% hike in transport fares by the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana was attributed to the rising cost of fuel and other essentials such as spare parts for the transport business. However, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, urged commuters to disregard this announced fare hike, marking a resurgence of disagreements between the transport unions in fare hikes, which often leads to quarrels in commercial vehicles between passengers and bus conductors. While the 15% hike in transport fares was expected to kick in on July 22nd, the decision has been rescinded. Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, David Adwado, in an interview with Citi Business News, explained that the timing for the increment will compound the woes of the public, thus necessitating the suspension.
We, the transport operators, have sit together and do our own thing. We have come to understanding that yes, things have been increased. Fuel, spare parts, and everything is up. But this is not the time that we should increase the transport fare. That's why we have come together and say no, we won't increase it again. So if you ask me, transport fare will not be going up because we, the transporters, have understand ourselves and we are doing our own thing, our own way.
David Adwado has meanwhile urged commercial drivers to continue charging old fares until an appropriate time to increase fares.
What I will tell my fellow drivers is that they should exercise patience. It is we that increase. They have appointed us to do that, and we are doing all in their interest. This one too, it is their own interest that we are doing it. So they should exercise patience. They shouldn't get angry. The right time will come.
That was the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, David Akbadu, ending that report by Daniel Sakiti. Now, the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADIA, says it is committed to ensuring the success of the Arab Africa Financial Institutions Consortium, which seeks to bolster economic development in Africa. The chairman of the board of directors at BADIA, His Excellency Dr. Fahad Al-Dasari, addressing a high-level leaders meeting in Accra, said BADIA is ready to host the Secretariat for the achievement of this initiative, which will support over 1 million small and medium enterprises across the continent. The following report has more.
To commemorate its 50th anniversary, the Arab Bank for Economic Development, BADIA, together with its partners, has reaffirmed its commitment to promoting sustainable economic development between Arab and Africa. Speaking at the Leaders' Breakfast meeting held in Accra on Sunday, the chairman of the board of directors at BADIA, His Excellency Dr. Fahad Al-Dosari, said his organization is committed to ensuring that the financial consortium delivers on its objectives.
BADIA will spare no effort in ensuring this consortium succeeds in realizing the vision of Arab-Africa financial institution collaboration and coordination for leveraging resources for the continent.
President Akufo-Addo, for his part, called for more investment in the human capital of Africa and Arab countries, especially.
The challenges we face today are complex and multifaceted, ranging from economic uncertainties and geopolitical tensions to the impacts of climate change and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. To address these challenges effectively, we must continue to strengthen our partnership and leverage our collective strengths. One of the key pillars of our partnership must be investment in our human capital. Education and skills development are essential in unlocking the potential of our people and driving sustainable economic growth. BADIA has made significant contributions in this area, supporting numerous education and training programs across Africa.
You heard the President Akufo-Addo ending that report filed by Adjoa Tinkwama Domina. Now, the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC of the Bank of Ghana, will hold its 119th regular meetings from Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024 to Friday, July 26, 2024 to review development in the economy. The meetings will conclude with a press conference on Monday, July 29, 2024 to announce the decision of the committee. Now, on the forex market today, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis 80 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 20 cedis 10 pesos, while the euro is going for 16 cedis 90 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Sizat. You have a great business day.
Beautiful people, we are live in town, soaking in the excitement about the partnership between Access Bank and PABS, revolutionizing the way people move money across Africa. Let's hear directly from those reaping the benefits.
It's a relief. Anytime I send money back home, my family receives exactly what I send them, instantly.
I'm studying in Ghana, but originally from Nigeria. With this service, my My parents send my school and hostel fees directly, and they do it with so much ease.
I run a fashion business. Let me tell you, sending and receiving money across Africa without those annoying forex fees has really cut down our operational costs.
Benefit from instant payments across Africa with zero foreign exchange hassle. Visit our website www.ghana.accessbankplc.com or call our toll free on 0800 004400 for all your cross-border payments.
Pass it with Access Bank.
Access Bank, more than banking.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goil, yeah.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Chani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So, Citi Business News was brought to you by MTN. Whether you're an SME, startup, large enterprise, or educational institution, Microsoft 365 or 365 Education, Business, and Enterprise are the cutting-edge solutions you need to streamline operations and enhance educational capabilities. From top-notch email services to dynamic CRM tools and collaborative platforms, we've got you covered. Sign up to any MTN Business Microsoft solution and unlock exclusive access to additional services like WebWiz and Business Messenger, all at unbeatable prices. It's a complete digital transformational package tailored to fuel your success. Email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or WhatsApp or call 0244308111 to explore how we can empower your business. Let's get business done better. Access Bank is helping you fly to your favorite destinations. Avoid the hassle. Book your next flight for Emirates, South Africa Airways, Air Peace, or Africa World through Access Bank. Our aviation and hospitality desk are designed with you in mind. Let's help you book and pay for your tickets and secure travel insurance. We have a 55-branch network, gives you convenience, easy payments, and security. Call 0800 004400 for more information. Kickoff is next. Lesheho is announcing for the umpteenth time our fixed deposit solution. You're not just investing, you're making your money work harder for you so you can watch your wealth grow. Don't settle for average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. Call 027-004-0799 or send WhatsApp 027-004-0733. Lesheho, let's improve life. For the sports. Yes. And Gabby, your face here. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and good morning, everyone. Time now for kickoff, the latest in the world of sports on the Citi Breakfast Show. My name is Gabby Ophel. Welcome aboard, everyone. Coming up in the next 10 minutes to get to hear from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. They have a statement in relation to the ongoing scandal in Norway from a group of people purporting to be Ghana's Paralympic team. Plus, Ghana's Black Sharks take first leg advantage in 2024. Beach soccer qualifies against Cote d'Ivoire in Qatar. Also in Formula One.
And he's taking that McLaren to the top step of the podium. The Australian driver advances all the way to that checkered flag. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time in Formula One. It's a McLaren 1-2, and the driver who grew up hearing V10 engines in his back garden because he lives so close to the track in Melbourne is now one of the winning group.
All right, so that's Formula One. We'll get into that in a bit, but let's start off with this, where the Ministry of Youth and Sports has declared that strict disciplinary actions will be taken against a group of Ghanaian para-athletes who allegedly absconded in Oslo, Norway, while intending to participate in the Jokraft Begin Cities Marathon. Well, this announcement follows a letter from the Ministry of the National Security addressed to both the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Now, the letter revealed that an 11-member contingent from Ghana arrived in Oslo on April 25, 2024 to compete in the Jokraft Bergen City Marathon, but did not show up for the event. My colleague Bernard Abekochi has accepted the statement from the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
We wish to state that we are actively working with the relevant authorities to investigate the matter to ascertain the issues surrounding the incident. Necessary sanctions will be brought to bear on all parties found culpable in the matter. The ministry is also aware of a letter signed by the President of the National Paralympic Committee, Mr. Samson Dean, suspending 3 individuals who may have had a hand in the incident. We are working closely with him to get to the bottom of the matter. It is important to note that while this incident is unfortunate, it does not define the dedication and integrity of the entire sports fraternity. Our athletes and officials have consistently showcased remarkable discipline and commitment to sporting excellence, bringing pride and joy to our nation at several international competitions. We therefore wish to assure the public that the appropriate punitive measures will be meted out to whoever is found culpable in this incident when the findings of the investigations are finalized. Measures would be strengthened to avoid the occurrence of similar incidents in the future. The Ministry of Youth and Sport takes this opportunity to entreat embassies and consulate offices in the country to verify visa requests for sporting competitions and tournaments with the ministry, especially those purporting to represent the country in an international capacity.
All right, so that's my colleague Bernard Abekochi with excerpt of that statement from the Ministry of Youth and Sports to keep you updated regards to that story. Well, we head to Paris now, and that Team Ghana have now moved from Strasbourg to Paris ahead of 2024 Olympic Games starting this Friday. Now, media attaché for Team Ghana is Benjamin William Graham, and he's with the 9 athletes representing Ghana at this year's event. Rose Seboa will be competing in the women's high jump event for the very first time for Ghana at the Olympics. Same with Harry Stati, who will be competing in swimming. The relay team is also there. There's Joseph Paul Amwa, Samino Abdul Rashid, Isaac Boutio, Benjamin Azamati, and Foseini Ibrahim. Now, the conversation about bonuses has always been a talking point for Team Ghana whenever there's a tournament. But here's what Benjamin Graham had to say in relation to that.
When it comes to the per diems for these athletes, for us here, when we started the pre-games and going to the Olympic Games, I know the budgets have been approved. And so the expectation is that as soon as the team gets into Paris tomorrow, and all that needed to be given to them will be sorted out amicably. Now, the other conversation has to do with rewards in terms of if they're able to get to the medal zone or perhaps if they're able to win a medal. That conversation is also being discussed there by the stakeholders in terms of the Ghana Olympic Committee, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and of course, the government. So these athletes are aware that when it comes to anything close to their per diem, it's not a problem at all. So the other conversation in terms of the elevation of it is what will be the reward system if eventually we're able to win a medal.
All right, so that's Benjamin William Graham. He's a media attaché for Team Ghana at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, which will be kicking off this Friday. Well, we do some women football now, and Black Princesses forward Mayfia Nyame is optimistic about the team's chances of advancing beyond the group stage in the Women's Under-20 World Cup, having secured qualification for the 7th time. Now, despite their consistent qualifications, the Princesses are yet to progress to the next round in any of their previous appearances, including the most recent tournament held in Costa Rica. Mayfia Nyame is hoping that narrative will change in Colombia this year.
I'm excited to be back to the national team to represent the nation, and it's an honor to represent. And I'm not going to take this opportunity for granted. We're going to make a mark in the World Cup 2024, this year edition in the World Cup. We are praying we qualify from the group stage and make the nation proud. Though I was part in the Costa Rica, I didn't have enough playing time. So hopefully if I make it to the team, I'm going to do my best for the nation. We are urging all Ghanaians to keep supporting us and pray for us. and we're going to make a mark in the World Cup.
All right, so that's Black Princesses forward Mayfia Nyame speaking. There's all the best to the Princesses at this year's World Cup, which will take place in Colombia later in August. We head to Keita now for some beach soccer, and Ghana's beach soccer team, also known as the Black Sharks, they gained an early advantage by defeating the Sand Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire 5-3. Keita's Emancipation beats are result in the beach soccer AFCON qualifiers. Now, Ghana's goals were scored by Alfred Kwame Tosu and Wise Nyamadi, and also Tiko Kini, each contributing 2 goals. Although the Ivorians scored 3 goals, it wasn't enough to tie that game. The Black Sharks will now head to Abidjan for the return leg this Saturday. We hear from Alex Asante, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the GFA, and he had this to say after the team's victory.
Well, first of all, we want to thank the Keita fans, the players, and everybody who came here to support. I think the GFA is very grateful for this massive support, and we hope that this will continue. Thank you.
And very finally, sir, I know you have to go back and do your duties. The second leg, when is it, and how prepared are we? How are they going?
Well, the second leg will be played on Saturday. That is Saturday coming. 27th, yes, in Abidjan. And the team will travel on Thursday by Emirates flights, and we'll make sure everything is well, and they'll go and they'll win.
All right, so that's Alex Asante. He's a Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association with the beach soccer team, also known as the Black Sharks. Yesterday, that game was played at the Keita Emancipation Beach Resort. To some boxing now, and the Blockham Industries has entered into an agreement with the Ghana Boxing Authority to become the main sponsor of the Professional Boxing League. And so Blockham has signed a long-term deal with the terms of which were not disclosed, to have their Bell Star 7 Energy drink take the leadership role for the league's 3rd season. The announcement was made at the Bukom Boxing Arena over the weekend. In Europe, it's getting busy in the transfer market. Musa Diaby to Al Ittihad is done. Deal verbally agreed with Aston Villa for 60 million euros package, add-ons included, and Diaby has signed. He's agreed a 5-year deal and now waiting for paperwork to review and then sign. For Rafael Varane, he's also set to join Italian side Como, and he'll play under manager Cesc Fabregas. We understand Varane will sign a 2-year deal until June 2026 plus option until 2027. Well, for Arsenal, they've agreed a deal with Bologna for Ricardo Calafiori, and the fee is understood to be 40 million euros plus 5 million euros add-ons, and also a sell-on clause. For Marseille, they've agreed to sign Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg on an initial loan with an obligation to buy. And for Kevin De Bruyne, he's now agreed personal terms to join Saudi Pro League side Al Ittihad, despite recent reports. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. On the red side of Manchester, Lenny Yoro, over the weekend, he was involved in Manchester United's pre-season game against the Rangers, and his performance attracted his teammate Andrew Nana to comment on his performance.
The opportunity to be Manchester United player, that's when you have a lot of quality, and he already showed himself in the first half. He's a great guy, young player, very good talent player, good on the ball. So we're going to enjoy him this season.
Comes with a big expectation, though, especially with the money spent on him. Has he got the kind of temperament, the character to deal with that pressure?
He will, because we are here to help him. So it doesn't matter what is going on. We're going to take the responsibility. Us as a leader, he's a young player. We're going to give him time, and we know he's going to do all right, because in the end of the day, we have a very good scout here. So if the medic come, that means he has a lot of quality.
All right, so that's Manchester United goalkeeper Andrew Nana on his teammate Lenny Yoro's performance over the weekend. I wrap up with Formula 1, and Oscar Piastri took his maiden Grand Prix victory in a McLaren 1-2 ahead of Lando Norris in a dramatic race in Hungary amid a heated row over team others. Behind them in a full race was old rivals Lewis Hamilton and also Max Verstappen colliding as they disputed 3rd place in that race over the weekend. And that's it for today. For more sports stories, you can head to citisportsonline.com and on X at Citi Sports GH. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell, Lachelle, and Zonda. My name is Gabi Ofer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
If you need unique services, innovative finance place, 'cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to Let's share go. No matter your situation, come to Let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Different cars take different journeys. The strong ones build big cities that people thrive in. The agile ones take us to work there, so we can make a little chop chop. The dependable ones are always present in times of trouble. We salute what you do for Mother Ghana. The traditional ones keep society running. And then there are the flashy ones that keep our roads interesting. Oga, we salute you.
No matter your vehicle, every car loves Shell fuels because our most advanced fuels with Dynaflex technology are designed to prevent deposit buildup and keep your engine clean and protected. Fill up and give your car the love it needs for better journeys. Go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
With the recent increase in electricity tariffs and fuel prices, power, although unreliable, has become expensive, and owning a noisy generator becomes a headache rather than luxury. For an affordable and durable electricity solution, you need to go solar with Translight. Feel the independence, experience the comfort, and be productive. Translight Solar. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Think solar. Think Translight. Locate us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, in between ARS and the American House at the White House bus stop. Visit our website at translightsolar.com. Call us on 0504-249-229 or 0206-542-454 or reach us through email info@translightsolar.com.
Hey, we see you specking your car, taking that trip, chilling on the beach. Charlie, now we want to see this become your story. Simply use your ABSA card 10 times or more and you'll be entered into a monthly draw where you stand the chance to be among 5 lucky winners to take home 40,000 Ghana cedis. The more you use your card, the more entries you'll receive. Earn an extra entry by using the ABSA app or internet banking 5 times or more. No ABSA card? Don't worry. Visit the nearest branch for an ABSA account or card today and make winning part of your story. Promotion is between 1st July and 31st October. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Say Lonat, 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 Lonat. Hey, Lonat, 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 Lonat. Lonat, Lonat. Yeah, cut, Lonat. Lonat, Lonat. Malaria, super Lonat. Everybody follow not sa malaria. A 3D till Lonat now. Wogonto. Malaria too. Wohopopo. What we need? I want you. Lonat. Lonat. Dabako. Lonat. Lonat. Adamienu. Lonat. Adamiensa. Lonat. Malaria super Lonat. No. Lonat. Scatter malaria. Lonat, it dey scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenhyehyemu hu se malaria wo womojam ansa na wanum Lonat. Na nam yensearch na malaria no daso wo ho a ko hu doctor.
This advert is FDA approved.
My name is Lumbalai. I'm the CEO of Lumba. I got to hear of the U-Start Ghana Job and Skills Program through GEA platform on Facebook, and I applied. Luckily for me, I was selected. We went through a couple of training from basic, intermediate, and advanced. By God's grace, I was able to secure the grant, and I used the grant for expansion. I acquired few machines, and I was able to employ 3 people in addition of my 2 workers already. So now I have employed 5 people. So the government of Ghana, Ghana Enterprise Agency, World Bank, we say a very big thank you.
GE, transforming MSMEs, empowering people.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
your business or embarking on advanced studies within 6 months of graduation. At Ashesi, that's nearly every graduate's reality. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and they're leading successful careers. Regardless of what you choose to study, an Ashesi education gives you a strong foundation for life. Visit Ashesi, that's ashesi.edu.gh to learn more about the Ashesi. There's, in chemistry, you cannot mix certain things. Right? You can't mix.
I was never good in chemistry.
You can't mix water and oil.
Yes.
But on breakfast, we can mix 3 topics. So, in my reflection this weekend, petrol, cement, and data. Petrol, cement, and data.
Interesting. Petrol,
they're messing up my mind because, let me start with petrol. For many years in our Fourth Republic, for maybe the first 2 or 3 elections, petrol was the main issue they used to do politics. So Kufuor held a yellow gallon and then he said, how much is a gallon of petrol? And then when he got into power, the NDC through the Omani Bombers group, I forget their name. But they also did a lot of demonstrations on petrol. So 2004, 2008, petrol was a big issue. Then they regulated it. So now we bear the brunt of high fuel prices and nobody complains. Even the opposition doesn't complain. If you notice, the opposition doesn't really use petrol anymore because somehow they found a way of saying it's the fault of the OMCs or the others. So almost every quarter we pay more for fuel. But the increase has been so gradual that it's not really an issue. Maybe because the politicians know that they can't really control it. So
of course, it's largely dependent on exchange rate dynamics and all that.
Now, exchange rate is politicized. Okay, NPP in particular politicized it in the 2016 election, and it's come back to haunt them. Now, I suspect whoever wins the next election will be very careful in politicizing the exchange rate, because if you look at the rate from 2007. In fact, since record started, the depreciation has just been going on and on. So it's like fuel prices, we can't do anything about it. So if we do politics with it, when we come to government, we suffer. So let's look for something else. So now exchange rate is the new one they do. They'll politicize it. And now MPP doesn't really want to talk about it. And I'm sure NDC will use it in this election. But if they win, they possibly would. And I mean, look, this week I saw a story attributed to John Jinapo where he said, even if NDC wins, they're not going to reduce fuel prices or something to that effect. So, and I'm not advocating politicization, but what I'm saying is that we need to think about, at the end of the day, who suffers. So whether they politicize this or not, we are paying more for fuel. All right. Whether they politicize this or not, the exchange rate is depreciating and it's affecting us. All right. Now let me come to cement. Cement prices have been going up for a long time. And Minister Katie Amond believes that the same way there's a price build-up in petrol, where we all calculate. So I can call anybody from a BDC today, and they can explain to me why GOIL is selling fuel at this price, because they will look at the various taxes, the various margins, and they will give you a specific number. So there's a range. So nobody's going to go beyond that range. It's not a bad thing. All right. Of course, from a consumer point of view, the government could be subsidizing, because government wastes money on many things. But somehow the World Bank has helped us come to a conclusion that subsidies for petroleum price are not a good thing. So right now, petrol is no longer subsidized. The whole BDC conversation has also come to complicate issues. Now BDCs have even gone quiet because there's no subsidy. Therefore, there's no payment of any FX loss, anything. So right now, petrol, even though it's killing us, nobody talks about it. All right? Even if you talk about it, it doesn't generate that much response. Then you come to cement. because cement is not something, so even though we all pay the price for cement is not like petrol. When petrol price increases, the transport people also increase their fare. So petrol is still political. So even though they've deregulated it allegedly, it doesn't generate the same level of impact. But cement less so, because when it comes to cement, number one, it's not a product. Whilst everybody uses cement, it's a very difficult product, because the average worker doesn't think about cement as much as he thinks about petrol, because most people in Ghana are surviving. All right, so cement is important. Now the shenanigans around the attempt for the introducing the LI has not resonated, because most ordinary people don't think about cement daily. So even though they look for money to rent, they don't see the link between cement price and the amount they pay for rent. So whilst petrol is a survival issue, cement is not. Which is one of the reasons why this conversation about KT Amon's handling of the cement industry has not really resonated. Because the video I saw of him essentially walking out cement manufacturers, but it hasn't really resonated because most people couldn't care less. I mean, most people are looking for a house to rent. And of course, because all the land issues, building is really not, even though people are building, it is not an everyday thing like petrol.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, and I'll come back to the KTMO meeting. But then now let's come to data. Now, data is now the fuel of the economy. So whether you are a basic salary earner or you're a very, very rich person, you need data. Because everybody has a phone, everybody wants to look at Facebook, everybody wants to send a message. So data prices have become more emotive and consequential than cement prices. Now, I'm not here to say cement better than data or the other way. It's not a debate about digital economy versus brick and mortar. But it just tells you how what affects people changes every decade. So petrol 20 years ago, now data. Okay. So now the most important company in Ghana, in my view, is MTN. Because they have like 70% of the market. A lot of the small companies that provided this internet did not survive. The other two don't really compete favorably yet. So MTN is so MTN is a big company. So it's almost like a quasi-monopoly. The government tried to say they should not, and that's quite an interesting thing. The government said, because you are such a dominant player, don't lower your price below a certain threshold, which I thought was quite interesting. So the government was trying to say, if you lower your price, you will kill your competitor. Yeah. So again, the regulation is favoring competition rather than favoring consumers. Yeah. Because the theory says that the more you compete, the more prices come down. But because the market is skewed, instead of saying MTN lower your price, if you lower your price too much, you will kill the others. So keep your price at a certain rate. And MTN is like, well, if I keep my price at that rate, Caleb will suffer. Yeah. So the government has to make a choice between giving you lower data prices and keeping the market competitive. Now, you can't force competition like that. So if you look at what the trade minister is trying to do with cement, and then what the telcos, the regulator of the telco sector has done with the data, I don't see coordinated policy consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. So is government interested in having competitive markets, or is government interested in giving low prices to consumers? I'm not very clear. Because you are in a high inflation environment, and inflation is the number one number the Bank of Ghana looks at when it tries to manage our macroeconomy. All right. So how does the regulation of cement, the regulation of petrol, the regulation of data play into the overall inflation objective? So I don't see a clear policy for government. So in data, the SMP ruling suggests that the government is not as concerned about affordable data as it is about competitive telecoms. Yeah. In fact, if you look at the 5G license and the way they did it, it's the same thing. So the preoccupation of the NC and the ministry seems to be, let's have somebody compete against a dominant player. So let's stimulate competition so that at the end of the day, we will get a level playing field, which would then translate into lower prices. Now, economic theory is very difficult because, you see, the theory of perfect competition doesn't really exist in any place. At best, you have an oligopoly where there are few companies. we consumers believe that a lot of times these people even collude in setting their prices. So, for example, petroleum pricing. It's supposed to, now the argument they made in the early 2000s, I was a young business reporter, for deregulation was that if you take government out and you increase competition, fuel prices will come down. If you take the past 15 years, fuel prices have never come down. So they sold us a competitive market for lower prices. That was not true.
Never worked.
Data, same thing. Let's allow competition between MTN, Vodafone, Airtel, and all of that. Let's level the playing field so data prices will come down. Data prices keep going up, and data keeps finishing quicker. So again, there's a problem with government's economics, and there are two-pronged problems. There's no clarity in what they want to achieve, and I don't see how it links to our broader macro problems, because inflation is a result of different sectors playing together. So when you say there's inflation, food prices are high, data prices are high, petrol prices are high, cement prices are high. Do you follow? So inflation is not a number they just manufacture. Inflation is an aggregation of what they call the consumer price index. Now, if you say at the central bank you want to lower inflation, and yet all your policies in your various sectors are increasing the prices, so whether it's food prices or data prices or petrol prices or cement prices, there is a disconnect between the real sector. So the real sector is the people manufacturing cement, the people producing data, the people producing food. That's what we call a real sector. Versus the overall oversight at the monetary level at the Bank of Ghana. So I don't see a glue. Again, this is why you need some senior minister figure, like a J.H. Mensah, to say to the economic management team that, look, our attempt at lowering inflation is defeated by the policies of our industrial sector. Somebody needs to sit in government to do that, because this is not a finance issue alone. So this is not something for BOG alone or finance ministry alone or trade ministry alone. That's why they have the economic sector. So somebody should be able to say, look, there is the reason inflation keeps going up. Monthly inflation rose its highest in the past 3 months, last month, even though year-on-year inflation is coming down, right? Because the specific sector regulators are doing revenue maximization regulation. They are not regulating to give the consumer lower prices. And I've given you the fuel example. I've given you the data example. Even food, you can say PFJ and the rest of it. Maize and coal prices came down, but poultry prices, feed, went up. Tomato prices went up. Okra prices are up. I met a man from Tamale. He said he went to the market to buy tomatoes. They gave him 1, 2, 3 for like 50 cedis or something.
3 pieces.
Or something. So the government's economic policy is not working because there's a disconnect between its monetary and fiscal policy and its sector-specific policies. Partly because some of these, and this is my last point, Trade Ministry, Communications Ministry, Agric Ministry, they don't seem subservient to the overall economic. Okay, so let me make it easy for you. Do you think Mohamed Amin can call Katie Amon and tell him that stop what you are doing with the cement thing? Maybe on the cement he's trying to lower prices, so maybe he is the only one who's trying to even bring down prices. So maybe he could say, well, what you're doing is great. But petroleum, energy ministry, do you think Mohamed Amin could call Napo and say to him, your policies in the petroleum sector are hurting my overall fiscal policy, so stop? Or call Esla and say your policies in the telco sector are driving up prices? But you see, for economies that work, when a statistical service publishes inflation data, the data is the altar where you go and confess your sins, just like the market. So you take it and say, how come the CPI is showing that prices within the telco, so the drivers of inflation, you can say data, food, all right, and then you can say maybe petrol, and you can say transport. When the Bank of Ghana governor and the finance minister meet and look at that number, they should be able to have a meeting and say, no, your policy in regulating your telco sector is leading to inflation in that particular driver. That's how it's supposed to work on paper. But the way our political system works, when somebody is appointed, in my view, from outside, they become a law unto themselves. So some of the policies they pursue within the data sector, within the agri sector, within the industrial sector, it's like everybody for himself. Do you understand? So the center is not holding. Which is why it's like, there's this cartoon I see where somebody is fetching water out of a boat, a canoe that has water in it. So he's using a bucket or a cup to fetch water out of the canoe. When he fetches the water, somebody sitting behind him uses a bucket to fetch water and pours it back in the canoe. I don't know if you've seen that artwork before.
I think
so somebody is fetching, he's fetching. And the water is not finishing because the more he fetches out, the more somebody sitting behind him fetches in. What I'm saying is that the economic. So tomorrow they're going to read the budget. So you're going to have Mohammed Amin say a lot of nice things. We're going to increase taxes. We're going to do this, da.
Increase tax.
For me, or you're going to look for whatever they're going to do. The real problem with Ghana, or part of the problem in Ghana, is that the real sector managers don't seem to align their policies with the overall economic and financial objective of the government. Because of the nature of our politics and who's appointed, because of the power play that ensues, because of the personalities involved. So you have a Minister of Trade sacking cement manufacturers from a meeting with Chamber of Construction Industry. Allegedly. I mean, isn't it? No, we saw the video. We saw allegedly. I saw the video.
Okay.
Don't you think that if you want to resolve the controversial issue of cement pricing, having the Chamber of Construction Industry and the cement manufacturers in the same is even better? Doesn't that give you a well-rounded view? And again, I'm not saying I disagree with the airline necessarily. I'm saying that the way we manage the sectors tells me that whoever runs our economy doesn't stand a chance. Because if somebody can sit in a room with these people and simply say, either they go or I go. How many government-owned cement factories do we have? Imagine if all the cement manufacturers decide they don't produce any cement or they can't produce cement. Can we build anything in Ghana? How much does government have in Gassem? Does government have anything in Diamond? I'm not sure. So there's a real disconnect. And I know a lot of people have been tagging us online on data prices. Okay. Now, sometimes I resist the temptation of discussing specific sectors. We can do that too. But I want listeners to see the overall problem that what the people regulating the telco sector want to do is not working. Look at the way all these private people, including Selfline, what happened to them? What happened to those companies? They couldn't compete. Meanwhile, data prices keep going up in two ways. The cost of the bundle is high, but the secret way in which the data prices are going up is that the data finishes fast. So you see, they can say we've not increased data price. So they can say 300 CDs will buy you, say, 120 gig. No problem. That 120 gig data, you will use it from 1st July. By 15th July, you're left with 8 gig. And you're not increasing the usage. You're using it for the same thing. So a way of forcing you to pay more is to let the data finish quick. So they will say, we've not increased the price of our bundle. Okay, which is what regulation must do, which is when you have things like the NCA regulating in the interest of the consumer. But the NCA and the ministry are the same. They are not, I don't think they're interested in the consumer's issue. And as a side issue, there's a new law that is trying to bring the PURC under the ambit of the Energy Commission. Now, as soon as you bring PURC and Energy Commission together, Energy Commission reports to the Minister of Energy. PURC cannot sanction ECG for not giving you a doomsday timetable because they report to the minister. And the minister says, bring your own timetable. So you see what we are doing? Everything we are doing suggests that we disdain the consumer. Because in the past 3 months of doomsday, only the PURC stood up for us. The PURC went out to say, you said 600 transformers were spoiled. Show us the locations. And they sanctioned ECG for lying. Now, there's an ally trying to bring PURC under Energy Commission. So when the minister calls the PURC boss into his office, he can read him the Riot Act. Why are we doing this? I'm telling you.
Bro, that's what,
yes, it's contemplated.
Why?
So that the PURC and the Energy Commission. So I'm saying that if you want to understand why we are suffering in terms of inflation and food prices, look at the real sector. Your telecom sector, your petroleum energy sector, your power sector, and your fuel sector, and all these sectors are being run at best with corporate interest at heart, not with consumer interest at the center. So we need a well-functioning consumer protection law, and then we need synchronization between what the government says they want to do at the macro level and what the people who run these small transportation. If you want to lower price, create variety. There aren't enough options for the public. So the reason why transportation costs will be high in the inflation build-up is that people don't have a choice. Trotros are the basic things they use. So when the trotro drivers raise their prices, there's no real competition there. There's no real quality service there. So we are not running anything with the consumer at the heart of it. It's all to prevent strike and prevent unrest so people can maintain themselves in office. And I don't think that's good enough. So those of you sending us comments to discuss data, yes, send us your audios. Send us your text messages on how your data prices are going and how your usage has changed. 05499869996. That's our WhatsApp number. Let's do tech and social media trends next. It's brought to you by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. Caleb will do the announcement for us.
Yes.
And Nathan will take us into the segment.
Now, the biggest dream starts small, so this long vacation, enroll your children or wards on the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program from July 15th to September 15, 2024 to enable them gain valuable work experience. All you need to do is to sign up your children or wards for the Kids First account designed for children up to the age of 12 or for the Me First account made for teenagers between 13 to 17. Make an initial deposit of 300 Ghana cedis in the account and apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. Your child or ward will experience an exciting 5-day internship at any of our branches, get to participate in an essay writing competition, and win an attractive cash prize if his or her essay is judged as one of the top 3 essays. To find out more about the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program, please call 0596 921 921 or email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first. Now, are you ready to be the next millionaire in town? The Telecel More Money promo is here. 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize is up for grabs, and it could be you. Yes, you simply reload your mobile using your Telecel cash wallet and be part of the daily and weekly draws where you could win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis every week. Purchase data or airtime using your Telecel cash wallet and double your chances. Making payments onto your fixed broadband also gives you a chance to be the next millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. To opt in for free, dial *500# or send WIN to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Telecel, connecting energies.
So Nathan will tell us what's trending this morning. Take it up, Nathan.
All right, let's get into the trends. You're talking about telcos and all of that. So in line with that, several related themes. #dissolve NCA board, Telecel and Esla Owusu. All of them are very related. So people are talking about the NCA. They are complaining bitterly about data services. The data runs out too quickly. It's too expensive. And people are mentioning parties that are responsible. Esla Owusu is the Minister of Communications. People are singling out Telecel as well for poor service and issues with that particular network.
Is there a particular hashtag?
Well, the hashtag is #dissolve NCA board.
Wow.
Dissolve NCA board.
So, wasn't that serious?
Yes, that's what people are coalescing around. In other things that are trending, Yagbonra is trending. I don't know if you follow the news. Mr. Samuel Jinapo released a statement saying that, well, he has a lot of respect for the Yagbonra and that he's not interfering in some chieftaincy affairs as is being alleged in some media reports. So that the two of them are going together. On the sporting side,
we pray seriously that the issues between the two are resolved peacefully, because I mean, he is a prince from part of the north, and Yabongra is also a truly influential chief in the north. I think it's important that these things don't play out in the public the way they are playing. If there are some issues, I believe the traditional institutions should be used to resolve them, because the way it is going is not good for politics, it's not good for peace and security.
All right, they're staying with the sporting trends. The name Ahmad is trending. Ahmad Diallo, player for Man United. He's been mentioned a lot on social. Over the weekend, United beat Rangers in a friendly, so people are talking about his performance. Names like Olmo, Kudus are all trending. Transfer-related stories here and there. You know,
he's going to Saudi Arabia.
Well, there were some reports that Al Ittihad had put an offer on the table. They were willing to triple his salary from West Ham. So people are talking about that, and there are some reports saying that he's parted ways with his agent. So we'll have to watch the space. But quickly to some tech news, Richard. This will interest you. Now, a UK watchdog is accusing Apple of failing to report sexual images of children. Now, the UK's National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children is accusing Apple of vastly undercounting how often child sexual abuse material appears in its products. In a year, child predators use Apple's iCloud, iMessage, and FaceTime to store and exchange CSAM in a high number of cases in England and Wales alone than the company reported across all other countries combined, according to police data obtained by the NSPCC. So they are very unhappy with Apple, and they want a lot more done to protect children and their images.
I think some investigation should be done, and if Apple is responsible, as it's been suggested, I think that the right sanctions should apply. We should not encourage that in any way.
Going up? Yes. After you. No, you first. No, please. I insist. You first. I wouldn't dare, my friend. You first. Beauty before brains, my friend. You first. The honor would be mine. You first.
Oh, my word. And I hear they were there the whole day. Our employees take our You First philosophy to a whole new level. Get used to a bank that believes in putting you first. FBN Bank is now First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana. You first.
The era of playing small is officially over. It's time to scale up and evolve. It's time to connect with opportunities that unlock bigger possibilities. Whether you're a startup with a big idea or a company ready to shake things up, Telecel is your partner. This is a world where partnerships thrive, visions become reality, and goals are achieved. We turn sparks into flames, dreams into realities, because when energies connect, incredible things happen. Transform your business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business. Choose from a wide range of products and services tailor-made to drive your business. Call 0302-334040 or email business@telecel.com.ga to sign up today. Telecel Business, connecting opportunities, connecting goals, connecting businesses.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The entries have been received and the marking has begun. Who makes it to the next round of the Literacy Challenge 2024? Randomly selected entries will be read on 97.3 Citi FM on Brunch in the City and the Traffic Avenue, and on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Stay tuned to 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to find out who makes it to Level 2 of the Literacy Challenge. Level 2, Aptitude Test. The top 50 contestants from across Ghana to make it to the next round shall take part in a written aptitude test on Saturday, 27th July 2024 at 12 p.m. at the Accra Digital Center. Grand finale. The top 10 contestants chosen from Level 2 shall compete for the grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis in a classic quiz competition on Saturday, 17th August 2024. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap, Feel fresh, feel alive. From the house of Wilmer Africa Limited. Fortune spread for bread. Yummy, delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Wilmer Africa Limited. Ruby Biscuits by M4 Foods and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
and food, which of these four would you say is worrying you the most? Because all of them have seen price increases in the past, I don't know, couple of months, between fuel prices, between cement prices, between data prices and food prices. Which of them is affecting you? Send us a voice. We want to hear from you. Which of them takes a larger, which of them annoys you? Or which of them takes a larger chunk of your budget and your income? So if there was one that you needed priority on, which would it be? Would it be data? Because look, I know people who say, look, I can work from home. I don't have to move about that much. So once I have my data, I can produce great work and make money from home. All right. So while fuel may be important for a lot of people because of its pass-through effect in food, for this person, data may be the most. Or somebody may be in the construction industry, he builds houses. So for him, cement is the most important cost driver. Of course, somebody may be an Uber driver who will say both data and
fuel,
because he needs the fuel to move the car, but then the data because he also needs to be online, and that's also part of it. So which of these price increases would you say has affected you most? Send us a voice note 054-998-699. And by the way, those of you who are saying that your data has been running out more quicker than you expect, explain it to us so we can understand and know how to put it before the duty bearers.
In the meantime, do you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost? Do you want a vibrant student experience in the community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you one step closer to the career of your dreams? Enjoy all these and more, plus up to 50% scholarship for your degree at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by the finance faculty trained to UK standards at campus. For more information, call us now on 020-960-708 or visit www.lancaster.edu.gh. You can also email us admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. Ghana, let's be a voice for autism. From Tuesday 23rd July to Saturday 27th July 2024, Guarantee Trust Bank Limited will hold the third edition of its biggest corporate social responsibility initiative, the GT Bank Annual Autism Workshop and Consultations at the Kofi Ohenidria Auditorium, UPSA, under the theme A Spectrum of Possibilities. This 5-day event will begin with a workshop on Tuesday 23rd July, where there will be in-depth discussions on autistic spectrum disorders, ASD, inclusive education and communication across the spectrum with subject matter experts. You get to share your concerns and gather insights on how best to manage an autistic ward. A team of leading medical specialists and consultants from the US, UK, Nigeria, and Ghana will then take participants through a free one-on-one consultation in the areas of speech and behavior and occupational therapy, child psychology, special education needs, etc. And guess what? Registration is absolutely free. So you're warmly invited to be part of this life-changing experience. For further inquiries, please call to free 0800-124-000. Guarantee Trust Bank, wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Now, the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Old Mutual is providing all of that, and you get to receive monthly income to help you enjoy your perfect retirement. Call them on 0505-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual do great things every day. It's the start of another day. You want something enjoyable for your breakfast. The new or the newest chocolate beverages out there on the market is Twisco from the producers of Cowbell. It's a great mix of premium cocoa powder, minerals, vitamins, and all the things that will give you great energy. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. This ad is FDA approved.
Avoid tooth decay, gum disease, bad breath. Brush your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. It gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Our Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, maximum cavity protection, 10 times stronger teeth. We've been celebrating 25 years of educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth day and night. We're recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call Customer Care Center toll free 0800 2030. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Heritage Christian University College is set up to provide a missing link in tertiary education through creativity and innovation. The university has since 2018 given a sum of 450,000 Ghana cedis as startup grants to a number of its students to start their businesses. This is a huge emphasis we place on entrepreneurship, technology, and practical learning with professional certificates. Some of the courses we run are BA Psychology, BBA Accounting and Finance, BBA Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Bachelor of Community Development and Theology. We have master's programs as well, such which are available, but to qualify you must have a WASI, ABCE or GBCE, be a holder or HND diploma holder or a mature student who is 25 or above. We are affiliated to KNUST UCC and accredited by GTech, located behind Amasaman, behind the Olympic Stadium. Call us on 0547 777 731 or 020-229-8399. Our website is www.hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University College, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
All right, so somebody wants me to add the electricity charge to the 5. Food, transport, data, cement, power.
So utility.
Yeah, again, the policies there keep driving costs up for people. So on average, people spend more than they used to do a couple of years ago on power. Sometimes you even reduce the gadgets in your house, but because of the area you live in, you are paying more for power. And sometimes the meter runs so quickly, particularly for prepaid meters. Again, prepaid meters are to solve a problem because the revenue mobilization is quicker if prepaid, because I pay before I get the money. So if anything at all, people who do prepaid should have a subsidy. You see, the way common sense works is that Sky is postpaid. So I have to travel to Sky's house to give him a meter, to give him a bill. And then Sky decides when to pay me. So the cost of retrieving a megawatt of power from Sky is higher than that for Nathan, because Nathan has already paid you. But what do we have in Ghana? People who do prepaid, in my view, and I stand to be corrected, they seem to pay more than people who do postpaid, generally speaking. How does it? So the policy, it doesn't make sense. You know, let's listen to some comments. I don't know.
Okay, on that point, let's take some of the comments. Jeffrey Indomie says the cost of data is through the roof these days. It makes absolutely no sense to say that MTN should increase the prices of their data services so others can compete. Why not admonish the other telcos to do better? This whole nation is in shambles. God really help us out of this situation.
Sky, the point was that MTN was asked not to lower its prices below a certain point.
Okay, this one says, please, Bernard, add electricity to the list. Well, he has done that. Good morning, CBS. Digitalization. How do you champion this agenda and make data expensive at the same time? How would it work? Well, that's an important point that you're raising there. This one says, good morning, team. The only reason the consumer is not cared for is because those who take the decision are not affected by the decisions they make. They have too much freebies in the name of allowances, such that they just don't care for the consumer until those who are supposed to serve us, live like us, will continue to remain in this quagmire of the consumer always suffering as a result. It's coming in from Possible Ike in Helsinki in Finland. This one says, good morning, Bernard and team. You just hit the nail right on the head. The government policy in the telecom sector, where the MTN can charge lower prices, as well as the policy in the petroleum industry where OMCs are given price floors, is unthinkable. But dig deeper into the situation and you would understand that personal interests are at play here. Check data from the Tema port and you would understand that instead of the BDCs importing refined products, the government through BOST and Go Energy are the ones doing the importation. Hence the price floor is meant to enhance their profits. Check for yourself. It's coming in from Kwesi Aqua in the Sakumono area. Whoa, that's a lot of allegation. This one says, good morning, Bernard and team.
But that makes sense, right? Because the BDCs are not making any money anymore. And the boss is making all the profit. Today they said they made 300 and something profit from last year, 2022, 300.
Just by storing petrol and related items.
Because I think now they are importing as well.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Tema Oil Refinery is there, not doing anything.
And they have an MD. And workers.
Who are paid every month.
I see.
They are now an exalted tank farm. Terrible.
Good morning, Bernard and team. As for the data issue, we need to make more noise about it. We are suffering too much in this country. I bought 30 GB for 138 Ghana cedis on July 7th. The data were, finished just yesterday. It's really scary. It's coming in from
30 gig.
Yeah, that's right.
30 GB
of data, yes.
And
from July 7th.
Mm-hmm. And today is what, 22?
Yeah.
So 3 weeks.
So in 3 weeks.
What was he doing with the data? We need to
problem.
understand
See,
the
there are
context.
so many people who have this similar story that saying what were they doing with it, for me, it doesn't answer. Because I know about 3 people who have the same complaint.
But the reason is that if you use data to stream movies, right, the amount of data that you need to be able to get the streaming services working properly is different from using the data to publish an article.
I know.
Or downloading.
So that's why we need more transparency in the way they calculate what a mega bit of data is. Okay. So for example, some videos come in different versions, and therefore if you use the internet to stream it for 2 hours, there's the amount. I feel like the more transparent they are in publishing that, it will help everybody know their usage. But for now, you see, once something is dark and people don't know it, you can steal people's money and they won't know.
It's like a black box, huh?
You see, so the NCA should open up the data pricing conversation, have a national forum on how data prices are done, give us examples of a 2-minute video on Facebook at this quality will cost you this. Do you get it? So we all know. Like petrol. Now they know the petrol price build up. So now at least petrol, when you go, you know what is in the build up. All right. And then the issue of the usage and the tracking of same. You should be able to, at least some phones can give you your own usage or whatever. And then you calculate that bit is how the self, because until that is done, you can suspect that it, like for example, ECG. People say the power moves too quickly, but the PRC came to tell us that no, we have a way of checking. So even though you say your power is moving fast, we have a way of knowing. So they have devices, a fridge, a freezer, a fan, a TV. They've rated them. Then the number of years the AC is. A newer AC consumes less than an older AC. All these things are done. So when you go to Energy Commission and say, or PRC and say, look, I bought 50 CDs and it went out, it finished in 2 days. They can check it. Can the NCA do the same for this guy? Who will take your data and say, in the past 21 days, this is why your 30 gig finished. Can the NCA do that?
That's
the
important
question.
This one says Telecel fixed broadband. Telecel fixed broadband has not been working for the past 2 weeks. In which area is this, please? You can update us on the situation. And no explanation has been given to, because I do have Telecel broadband.
And it works?
It works.
Mine also works.
Okay.
So please get
Depends
out
on the
there.
area.
Hello, Bernard. This is Robertson. Can you imagine MTN data bundle that gave out 50% data for the purchase of bundle through the app is now being given a 7-day deadline? It used not to be so. Really, the service is just too slow.
So I think this is the bonus. So this is a bonus data they give. So you can buy data *170# and get your data. If you use the app to purchase it, they give you a data bonus, which you have to use in 7 days.
Which would
I don't think that's wrong. Because the real data you buy does not expire, but the bonus
on it
so they want to encourage people to purchase from the app.
Yeah, but he was saying that initially the bonus data had no expiry.
Yeah, it had 50%.
Yeah, but that's the bonus data. You didn't pay for it. They could decide so the real cost of your data is the amount you pay, and that one is not supposed to expire. Bonus data is just an offer for you to use the app instead of using. Yeah, so I don't think that's a big issue.
Good morning, Bernard. I used MTN fixed broadband at home, and I don't know what is happening. I bought 6 gig data to reset my email password, and guess what? Within 20 minutes, all the data just vanished. I didn't download anything. I didn't update anything, and no one has my password too. This has been happening to me for months now. That I stopped using this service unless very urgent situation arise for me to send an email. Kwesi from Medina Estate sending that one in. And this one say, good morning, Bernard. Please, do you know MTN network virtually doesn't exist in the Amasaman area?
Amasaman Municipal Building.
Okay, within the building itself. Okay. You find it difficult to access it. This is the seat of the government in the municipality. As for Telecel, The least said about them, the better. The network doesn't work around the Amasama Government Hospital. It's coming in from Kofi Apia in the Amasama area.
So this is my thinking. Over the weekend, you've monitored social media. Yeah. There's a lot of complaints going around data. The NCA has a communication unit. This is the problem with Ghana. You go and check the people working there, they drive V8s. When you go, they park their car and say, Director, Communication, Public Engagement. You are a customer-facing agency. The whole weekend, social media, he even told their trends. What was their trend?
Oh yeah, there was Telecel, there was Eslausu, then there was dissolve NCA board.
Good. A statement has not been issued. An interview has not been granted. But people are going to work. What is the sense in that? Why can't people do their work? Even if you can't monitor the data to tell us how much, whether they are cheating us or not. Even acknowledge. Do you get me? Acknowledge the angst. You are not.
Well,
yet you go to work, pepe.
Well, there's something that's published a few minutes ago from on their what do you call it?
Website or Facebook page.
Facebook page. So 12 minutes ago, actually.
Thank you. So that's around 8:19.
It says public information concerns on data pricing and SMP. And it says that the print is some way, but it says the National Communications Authority (NCA) has taken note of some public concerns, especially on social media, regarding high internet data pricing and the declaration of MTN as a significant market power (SMP). Now, the NCA understands the concerns of consumers. As the regulatory authority for the communication sector, the NCA is entrusted with the responsibility of upholding fair competition and safeguarding consumer interests within the telecommunications industry. Therefore, the classification of MTN as an SMP aligns with the NCA's mission and fulfills its mandate. Now, it is important to note that the SMP classification is not intended to punish or stifle MTN's operations, but rather to ensure a level playing field in the market and protect consumer choice. By implementing measures such as asymmetric interconnection rates, tariff parity, and technology neutrality, the NCA aims to promote competition, encourage innovation, and protect consumers' interests. These measures enable other operators to compete efficiently, offer sustainable pricing, and invest in improving their service quality. Furthermore, data from a report published by cable.co.uk and reviewed by the authority as part of a regular billing monitoring exercise ranked Ghana third in Africa as the country with the cheapest cost pricing for mobile internet data and second in the West African region. The report can be downloaded from this particular link, so the link is provided. Now, the NCA wishes to assure consumers that it will continue to work closely with all relevant stakeholders, to ensure reliable internet access. It is issued by the National Communications Authority, number 6 Airport City, Accra.
All right. Good one there, but it's not enough. I have 2 points to make on this issue. The statement, whilst it acknowledges the concerns, I think it overemphasizes the MTN SMP issue. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
Data services quality is poor, and people's data bundles are finishing quicker than they used to finish. Okay. Now you can construe that to mean that data prices are high. So if somebody has done a comparison of data prices across the sub-region and says we are the second lowest in West Africa or third in Africa, that is neither here nor there, because price comparisons are dollar denominated. Now, your currency has depreciated worse than most currencies apart from Nigeria in the past 6 months. So if a data bundle costs $10 on average, for Ghana, it may have increased from 100 cedis to 150 cedis because of currency depreciation. Do you understand? So even though it's still $10 in Ghana and maybe $9 in Togo, the fact that that $10 in Ghana is more expensive is because of depreciation. So we need to acknowledge those local nuances. But more importantly, does the NCA tell us if they regularly monitor or do this mystery shopping of checking how the data usage goes? Because the main issue here is that people's usage has not changed, but the depletion of the data has increased. Now that is also a cost. So you can say, let me give you a real example to make it easy. So I don't think NCA statement, which is why you see statements are great, interviews are better. Somebody says, Bernard, I use MTN fixed broadband and 195 gig used to last me 3 months. All right? It's now lasting only 1 month. So if that 195 gig is say 200 cedis, it means every 3 months I use 200 cedis. If that 195 gig lasts only 1 month, it means I have to spend an extra 400 cedis within the same 3-month bracket. So data price has not changed. My usage cost has changed. All right. So the NCA statement is, in my view, not enough, and it also does not address some of the key issues being raised if you really read the complaints of the consumers.
Okay.
Which is why I want people to tell me, listen to the complaint of people and tell me whether this statement you read addresses it. Bernard, I have the same issue with my data consumption. I use MTN fiber broadband, 195 gig. Previously last 3 months, it lasts for 1 month. My consumption has not changed. MTN needs to tell us what's happening. There are more comments like this. There are audio voices saying the same thing. And your statement says SMP, MTN, something. Is that really the issue? People say the telcos are not being transparent in their pricing, and they are also not explaining why their data is finishing early. SMP is just one issue. Do you understand me? So come again. Honestly, come again. Let's read more comments.
Okay, let's take more comments. This one says, Bernard and team, everything is expensive in this country these days. You pay for water, you don't get it. You pay for roadworthy certificate, you don't get a road.
That is car worthy.
Okay, that is car worthy. Nothing is being controlled in this country. Now it looks like we are on our own with no leaders at all. It's such a shame. It's coming in from Senyo in Community 25. This one says, good morning, brothers. I'm a teacher and I use teacher bundle. Oh, really? There's something like that? A special offer given to teachers. Of late, the rate at which the data runs out clearly shows something is not right. They continue increasing the price and reducing the quantity they give us. But the worst is how fast it runs. Oh God, please save us. Horses from Apollonia. More comments are coming in. This one says, good morning, CBS. I'm facing a frustrating data issue. When I purchase 1 gigabyte of data, it depletes as quickly as if I had bought only 50 MB. Additionally, I recently got a new electricity meter 3 weeks ago. Okay. Despite using only 7 bulbs, a fan, an iron, and kettle, I find myself spending some 100 Ghana cedis on electricity every week.
That's crazy.
I spend almost 500 a week.
That's about 2,000 Ghana cedis. 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, the new meters.
Charlie?
Hey!
It's faster than Usain Bolt. Hey! Which is why periodically the PRC must come out and tell us how because the meters are even. I'm not sure they are all calibrated the same.
Hey, there has to be even calibration.
You know, we have about 15 type of meters in the market.
We've had Nathan did this to me,
and that kind of all those meters may have issues with different. So like there's no. So the regulators are not able to regulate in the public interest strongly. They are not. Read more comments.
Okay, Ben and team. I bought power for 3,000. Decided not to use my AC in order to save money. So that in order, actually, we wanted to say, to save money, so that my power can take me for some months. To be told, it took me for some months, and I was happy. Just when I got to ECG to buy power again, they told me that I owe for the number of months I didn't come to buy their services. Ben, that also accumulated to the tune of some 50 Ghana cedis. They took it out of my new purchase. Ben, can you bring them to come and explain, because I know I'm not alone in this particular situation. It's coming in from Junior Blay, who is listening to us in Community 25. So
it's interesting.
Yeah, he says he paid for 3,000.
3,000. Yeah, that's good. Advance payment.
So he bought power and he used it for a number of months. Yeah. When he went back to buy the power, they told him that he didn't
buy the previous month, so
he should come and buy. But it's not by force that he should come every month to buy.
That's like
so there's some issue there. You either have exhausted what you bought and therefore go back to buy, or you have not exhausted it, so you still continue to use the system without having to go and top up. So there's some issue there. The ECG would have to explain that. My good friends,
basically, you must be friends with your vendor. Every month you must go and see the vendor.
Oh, that's wrong. Better make it 4 people with the data consumption problem. I purchased 210 gigabytes on Telecel, and it all ran out within 2 weeks.
210 gig.
Yeah, that's a lot of data.
But said it ran out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes, that's some way. I checked my daily consumption chart, and it indicated that one Sunday I used a little over 25 gigabytes. In one day, fun fact, I spend over 8 hours in church every Sunday, and I don't even stream movies. This is coming in from Mark in Medina. So
maybe somebody has connected to Mark's Wi-Fi in the hood.
So
because this one,
okay, that raises an issue that I was taking up with one of my technicians recently. The suggestion that there are people who can register your number, or I'm told that there's some family service that these telcos provide, right? So someone is able to register and then move data from your account into another account. And normally it is people who have access to your password or who have access to the system as you have set it up.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe that's what he's facing. I don't know, because recently I had that issue. When I called the people, they told me that there are some other accounts which are supposed to be, linked to my account. And I asked them why. They said, well, maybe I should speak to the technician who worked on it. So it's been dealt with in a way. This one says, hello Bernard and team. Senyo from Dawenya here. Everyone should check the settings on their phone to see how much data the phone consumes. Okay. And by which app?
We know these things. So these things is you're not children. This thing we know it. Look, me on my phone, my data finishes much faster for the past 1.5 months.
Even when you
I have disconnected all those things. You see, people shouldn't make it look like because of digital illiteracy. When you complain, they say, "Oh, see if we've gone through all this. All these automatic downloads and things. We've stopped them.
But still,
there's a problem. You see, and I am arguing. You see, people are not getting me. I'm not saying that they've increased their price. I'm saying there are 2 ways you can get more money from me. You can increase your price, or you can make my rate of data depletion go faster.
Okay.
Do you understand me? Now, if my rate of data depletion is faster, because I don't know how you calibrate your system, I don't know how it's set. So they should come and explain to us how they ascertain that 1 megabyte per second is standardized, and that video you watched and the rate at which you watched it meant that in 5 seconds you spent 5. They need to come and explain that.
Yeah, that's a valid point, especially as you are either here at Citi FM, which has a Wi-Fi, at Tesano, which has a Wi-Fi, and in your home you have a Wi-Fi. So the only times you depend on data on your phone, strictly speaking, if your setting is set
when you are moving,
when you are moving and you are using data from your phone. So if your data is finishing quickly, then legitimately there will be some issues there.
They've increased the price and they've not told us, or they are whatever. Let's read more comments and play some audios.
Okay, so this one,
NCA, your statement is not enough.
This one says better.
Your statement doesn't address the issues.
Okay, so this one says, at first I bought Vodafone data 125 gigabytes for 300 Ghana cedi. Now it's 300 Ghana for 90 gigabytes of data.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
So there's a price increase, and then there's also an issue of usage.
Yes.
The ECG thing is very true. Anytime I go back to purchase ECG credit, vendors tell me that I owe either 20 Ghana cedis or 10 Ghana cedis, and it's deducted from my new purchase. It's been happening for the past 4 years.
You have not come early to buy.
But that one, nobody can.
We have planned with you. You are owing, because your data is supposed to finish. Your power is supposed to finish last.
It's not finished on time.
So it's not finished on time. So you
unless there is a change in the pricing,
you owe la.
You can't owe. Why can you?
When you are giving a new meter, it comes with a default amount of 50 cedis. So when my meter was changed, I asked them about this.
Yes.
Now they say, or what I was told was that this 50 cedis is deducted after so when you get the new meter, with every purchase you make, it's deducted until things even out.
You owe 10 for 5 months.
But the point, that's the explanation. So it could be, but this person says it's been happening for 4 years. So in 4 years, the 50 CDs should have been.
It's not coming in time.
What is this?
So he's stealing power. So they are
paying tithes. Monthly charges.
More comments. This one says
hold on. But it could be the service charge too.
But it should be built into the original.
Yes. So when you, for example, if you go to buy 50 CDs, there is a service charge. So the amount you actually come back to load onto your meter is not 50 CDs. It could be 44 CDs or 45 CDs, and that service charge is on the printout.
That's
that
fine.
You get.
But when I get there, why do I owe 20 CDs?
So I don't know.
I think, Bernard, we can solve this particular problem. Let me look at my
finish the message.
Okay, let me continue. This one says, Bernard, talking about postpaid meters. Postpaid meter user to pay more than the prepaid meter user. Remember, it's the duty of ECG to provide the meters. So no one should pay higher for ECG's inability to change theirs.
No, I was just saying
prepaid.
that if anything at all, a prepaid meter user should pay less. If anything at all. I'm not saying that.
That's
postpaid meter problem.
So Nathan, here's my bill, right? So I recently bought.
ECG. This is prepaid. Okay,
this is power.
Yeah, power. Power. So recently, I what do you call it?
I
made the purchase.
What's the breakdown of the cost items?
No, so they did not. So yes, what it says. So it provides details of where I live and blah 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 blah. Now I sent 1,000 Ghana cedis, right, to buy the power. What I got in actual fact, the resource cost is 997.87 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
So ideally,
there's some 3 cedis.
Yeah, look, there's some 3 cedis. Of course, I don't take note of it, but that is how much I was given. So if people are saying that there's some charge, unless the vendor takes something out of it, it means that I should have gotten.
So the point is that there are different things. One, there's this service charge which is printed. What the mystery we need to solve now, or we need to find an answer to, is this business of you owe 10 CDs or you owe 20 CDs.
So instead of paying 50 CDs, you are paying 60 CDs.
That's what we need to. But I'm just laying out what pertains now.
But the question is, how can a prepaid customer owe?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
The whole concept of prepaid is that
I should not owe.
Well, in Ghana, everything is possible.
Kwesiakwa, again from Sakumono, says ECG has a monthly service charge, street lighting, etc. So if you do not purchase power for X months, the next time you purchase, you pay for the X times the monthly charge. It says it's a normal.
But the street lights and Kasakwa in Juma. So what are you telling me? The street light is never on.
It's okay.
I
would say.
Okay.
And then also there's something a credit vend monthly. 2 CDs, 1.3 Ghana First West.
You know what? These are the things the ECG should explain to
company providing the service. Because the way it's convenient, to be fair for me, my meter, the way it works is that
you can purchase using Momo.
This device that I have.
The small interface.
So I have the app. I go on the app and I buy the power. It gives me a token. It's like a 13-digit number. I take the device and I type the number into it, and I hit enter. Then it says good. Then I go on the app and I click correct. Then the power comes back on like magic.
Okay.
Now, if you say I should pay,
those are smart meters.
If you I should pay like I don't know, half a percentage of my cost for that service, it's good for me because you see when I had the card, when my power goes up in the night, I can't get power. I remember when I used to live in a different house and I had a card. So maybe some guy be took me some circle joints. There was only one vendor be at near Odorais.
He had it.
The guy around 11:30. The guy was working. So old man. That was the only place I got in the whole Accra. So when they changed my meter to the one that I can buy anytime,
the smart meter.
Even if you are, me, I like it because that one there, Charlie, 11:59 p.m. Your light goes off. Once Momo is working, you pay. Then you put the thing inside, it goes. So for that one there, I take it.
Yeah.
That one
there's another guy inside Labadi night market. If you go there, no matter the time of the night,
that man said, "We sleep there." This guy there, tiptoeing. Charlie, you even know that's a ECG vendor there, but the queue.
Everybody knows where they buy their thing. And this one says, "Good morning, bros."
Yeah. And I think we've read this already. We've read this already.
All right.
Somebody was confirming, not confirming, I was agreeing with Nathan's explanation with those extra charges, that the expectation that every month you are supposed to pay for the street lights and everything. So if you go and buy 3,000, thinking that
the multiplier
go up, they are charging you for the months that you did not show up to pay for the street lights.
Really?
Yes.
So if I were not in the country, nobody in the house, I'm still paying.
But the street lights that are not working
are there. And I make a street light in Krona.
Street lights in Ghana, I can see less than 10% of street lights work.
We know that one. But we are saying that they are saying that no matter, even if you buy long term,
if you buy 1 year's worth of power, the next time you go
every month, just show up to pay your 50 Ghana cedis or your 10 Ghana cedis.
Street lights don't work.
In fact, Kafui they published something on his Facebook page yesterday. He says, let me just read that. Okay, he says that
161 street lights between Las Palmas and Jolu Junction on the N1. Not a single one is working as at 10:30 p.m. this evening. I counted them. There are about 161 street lights between Las Palmas and Jolu.
And not one.
Not one is working. So
not one is working.
Prepaid.
Okay.
Not a single one is working.
Oh Lord. Let's later read an announcement from
Yes. Ashfoam is saying that Charlie, get Ashfoam and lie on it and be cool. It's the best option when it comes to home soft furnishing. Now, a quality mattress will help reduce pressure in the body and it will promote deeper, refreshing sleep. If you want to get Ashfoam to buy, call 0243 200 729 or 0244 642 481 or visit any of their showrooms or depots in all the malls around you. Be an Ashfoamer now. Ashfoam, feel it, know it.
Good morning, Bernard and team. For me, I think the data issue is very, very huge. It's big. People use data to study. People use data to work and make money. Data is used in so many forms. And the very people complaining are people who understand the situation. Yes, the prices had to be increased. When it started, we all knew how much we were spending on a certain amount of data that we procure. But along the line, there's this funny display. Today you buy data and it just vanishes like someone just blew it. And we are aware there has been price changes. The price has been increased. They gave us a breakdown of an increment. When you buy this amount, you get this amount of data. But what is happening? It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Someone rightly said, how can you advance digitalization when people can't afford data? Thank you.
Good morning, Bernard and team. With regards to this discussion you guys are having this morning, I think you are not, you are trying to be very diplomatic about the whole situation. And honestly, data issues is really a big challenge to us these days. With the emergence of modern technology and how our usual lives are now revolving around the use of internet data and the prices that we are paying for this small amount of gigs they are providing us, and just to what you mentioned, you don't even do any other thing. Nowadays, you're even scared to download things. Personally, I use data for online studies. I enroll on several online programs that will go a long way to, help me add value to myself as a young professional, public health professional, I should say. And this amount of data that one has to buy to complete an online course, that even the people offering these knowledges are even providing it for you for free. Just to get data to, go through this online study is a big challenge for some of us. We are struggling, honestly. As I speak with you now, I'm behind some milestones and some assignments to submit because since Friday till now, I've not been able to afford data. You see, so it's not funny, it's not political, but we ordinary citizens are struggling. We are going through a lot. In fact, a lot is going through us. My name is Atubuatin from Bojuase Polyclinic. Thank you.
Good morning, Bernard and team. Well, I in terms of the data issue, what I can say is that right now, I don't know what it is. I think they've changed the rate. So what I've been using on a monthly basis now gets, okay, let me give you an example. I before the end of last month, my data it runs at the end of each month. But what I bought at the end of last month, which is June, is actually gone. I was told that I consumed more than 80% just on Friday, which means I have to buy some today. And I work from home. So it's an issue. Now, coupled with that is the state of the electricity. It's improved in a way, but I mean, for somebody working at home, electricity too is also a problem. You don't know when it's going off. You can't plan. And normally, we are having a lot of virtual meetings. Some are going to have to be cancelled, or you can't be part of the meeting and all that. So it's really a stress. Thank you. I think those are my views. There's Oti from Tema. Thanks. Bye.
Bernard and Co. It's true what the guy said about the ECG meter. I do buy between 200 to 300 Ghana cedis, and it takes me, without a condition, about 2 months. When I'm reloading again, the same 300 Ghana cedis, I don't get the 300 Ghana cedis. It reduces. I inquired from ECG. They told me the same thing because I didn't purchase in the previous month. So they mentioned some weird, they gave it a weird name. So I didn't get the same 300 Ghana cedis again. It's some way. I asked him why, and he couldn't give me any better explanation. Secondly, with this telecell broadband, I have a fixed broadband in the house. A month, it used to be 300 cedis. Right now, it's 330 cedis for 210 gig. My family is in Winnipeg. Over the weekend, I was in Winnipeg, and I came back yesterday, only to realize that my data has finished. I checked my data usage. I realized that Saturday I had consumed almost 24 gig. Meanwhile, Saturday I was not in Accra. I live in Bawi. I was not in Accra, so how come almost 24 gig data usage whilst I was not in Accra? This issue there. This is Kwamna from Bawi.
Bernard, I think that this guy who said he has been billed after buying some 3 months prepaid, and then later on he said, I think it's a service charge. Every month you pay service charge. So if you buy a particular amount, that makes you skip about 3 months. The service charge or the service charges will still be there for each month. I think that is the issue.
Hello, Bernard and team. This issue of the monthly charges or being told that you didn't come to buy, personally experienced one. I went to the merchant and I was told that they have a monthly service charge of about 20-something cedis. So if you don't buy in a month or two, it accumulates. Anytime you go there to buy, they deduct from your amount you are coming to buy before the remainder is loaded for you as your prepaid credit.
Bernard, good morning. My name is Ben. Among these four, what annoys me most is the fuel prices. And it annoys me because one of the major factors that lead to increase in fuel prices, which is the exchange rate, is something that our government gave us so much hope of stabilizing it, that they spoke a lot about what they are going to do to stabilize the exchange rate. But their inefficient policies have woefully caused so much depreciation of the exchange rate, to the extent that even when fuel prices go down on the international markets, we in Ghana, our fuel at the pump, the price go up because, the exchange rate keeps going up. And that so annoys me. For data, I mean, it goes up, it's expensive, all right, but at least I take solace in the fact that the internet speed is good, especially for MTN.
Dela, Sky and team, good morning. As for this data issue and the kind of explanations they give out, it's almost as if the people talk down on us, They make it sound as if we are so illiterate or we have no idea of how our data is being used or has been used over the years. Some of us have been on the internet since 2007, 2008. We are conversant with our data usage and how it runs. So obviously, even if or when we cannot put, a number to how it is going, we feel it when it goes. So they should stop, just like how Bernard is saying. They should stop talking down on us. They should stop making it look as if we are incapable of ascertaining an increase in consumption, even when we don't have numbers to back it. And they should give us a clear plan or a clear and transparent rate of use. That is the only way. But to tell us, turn this off, have you turned this off? Why should we turn it off? If the thing was on before and we were buying 10 CDs and it lasted for 5 days, and it is still on and we are buying 10 CDs and it lasts for 3 hours, what is the essence of turning the thing off? Has it not increased? So please, they should give us a transparent rate of use or rate of usage or whatever it is they call it, so that we can monitor it ourselves and track it. Thank you and good morning.
Working the lines to get I want Sky to read the NCA statement again. Listening to all that people have said, has anybody so you read the thing they sent,
okay, Sky,
and see if they address the issues.
Okay, so the NCA issued a statement barely an hour ago, highlighting the concerns that people have expressed over the weekend. So the statement dated the 21st day of July 2024 says the National Communications Authority, NCA, has taken note of some public concerns, especially on social media, regarding high internet data pricing and the declaration of MTN as a significant market power, which is SMP. The NCA understands the concerns of consumers. Now, as the regulatory authority for the communications sector, the NCA is entrusted with the responsibility of upholding fair competition and safeguarding consumer interests within the telecommunications industry. Therefore, the classification of MTN as an SMP aligns with the NCA's mission and fulfills its mandate. It is important to note that the SMP classification is not intended to punish or stifle MTN's operations, but rather to ensure a level playing field in the market and protect consumer choice. By implementing measures such as asymmetric interconnection rates, tariff parity, and technology neutrality, the NCA aims to promote competition, encourage innovation, and protect consumers' interests. Now, these measures enable other operators to compete effectively, offer sustainable pricing, and invest in improving service quality. Now, furthermore, data from a report published by cable.co.uk and reviewed by the authority as part of a regular billing monitoring exercise ranked Ghana third in Africa as the country with the cheapest cost pricing for mobile internet data and second in the West African region. The report can be downloaded from this link, and the link is provided. Now, the NCA wishes to assure consumers that it will continue to work closely with all relevant stakeholders to ensure reliable internet access. Now, the question is whether this statement responds effectively to all the concerns that people are raising.
Basically, what the NCA is telling you is that there's no problem.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, that's what the NCA has just told Daniel. There's no problem.
But people were complaining about the rate of exhaustion of their data. But NCA didn't address that.
Yeah, they did. You see, NCA addresses that in the 7th or 8th paragraph, where it says that according to cable.co.uk, pricing is okay because it is price and the speed of usage that we are complaining about. So far as they are concerned, and admittedly, the ranking that is put out by cable.co.uk is considered the standard
don't you think
in
they
the space.
Separate the issue of depletion of data from pricing?
I agree with you.
So that they can say on pricing, these people say we are the third least expensive, or third most expensive, third whatever. But then on the usage,
yes.
then to tell us what system they put in place to ensure that they are able to track it.
Which is the point I'm about to make, in the sense that it's like it's like me during the GA exam, BEC. Write about your favorite teacher. I wrote about my favorite food seller.
He's a Gamma leader.
And you still passed?
No, I didn't pass. I had 4 in GA. This is what the NCA has just done. But you finish your interview, I'll continue.
Apia Adomako Kofi is the West Africa Regional Director of CATS, the Anti-Competition Law. What does he have to say about these complaints and whether Ghana has a proper consumer protection system? Apia, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and your listeners.
A lot of the complaints this morning have been about data. People say the rate at which their data is finishing is too quick, and they think there's something wrong. The NCA has written in response to say, well, prices in Ghana are the third least expensive across the continent based on some data they have, and also they say they are essentially not, there's essentially saying that, they can't do anything about what people are saying, not in as many words. What do you make of the situation?
Okay. I think data prices in Ghana is on the higher side. And I've been saying that in Ghana, it appears we spend more money on data than even food. And this is opposite in most jurisdictions that you go. And the NCA declaration of MTN as a significant market player has also resulted in this way, in the sense that MTN has to price higher, and then the other players like Airtel, Tigo, AT, and then Telecel will also move in tandem. Yes. And for me, I think that we need to revisit the thing again. Last week, for example, I had a 7 GB data on my phone. I stepped out within 30 minutes. All the data had left my phone. There was no. I didn't do any streaming, and I don't know whether NCA can start monitoring some of these complaints. It is very bad for NCA to rubbish these complaints. I think that they need to start looking into it so that consumers can get value for money.
Well, they address the price issue, but don't talk about the usage issue. The question to you is the rate of exhaustion of your data a price issue, or it's more a billing issue and tracking?
It is not a price issue. It is more of a billing issue. And I think that NCA should be able to put themselves, their resources into the telcos and start checking to see whether the data is running faster than it should. Because in the past, people were buying 10 GB data and it could last for, let's say, 2 weeks or a month. But now the same data that you buy doesn't last for the duration. It means that something must be going on that NCA needs not to rubbish the claim, but they need to start investigating to see whether the telecom operators they have increased the accounting rate for data.
But if you used to buy 100 CDs and you used to get maybe 20 gig, and now 100 CDs can only buy you 10 gig, You will say, I bought the same 100 CDs and my data finished quicker. But it's because 100 CDs can only buy you 10 gigs. So maybe the rate of your exhaustion is actually a pricing issue. But because most people think in CDs and not in gigabytes, they don't understand that their data is finishing quicker because the price has increased. You get me? Because if the amount you pay is how you think about your data, but if the price has increased, 10 CDs only buys you a certain amount, which will finish quicker. So maybe it's a pricing issue, but it's manifesting as a usage issue because people don't understand what a gig actually means. They know what 100 CDs means, but they don't know what 20 gig means, because 20 gig is not something you can put in a jar and measure. But 100 CDs is what you know. So when price changes, the only way to know your price has changed is that your data will finish faster, because 100 CDs can only afford a certain gigabytes. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes, but then when I buy 10 gig is a standard. And if 10 gig was taking me for, let's say, 2 weeks or let's say a month, regardless of how, of course, if 10 gig was, let's say, 100 Ghana cedis, and now 10 gig is, let's say, 150 Ghana cedis, I still want to be able to see that the 10 gig that I am buying is taking me through the length that it used to be. So I think that NCA needs to do something about it, so that, consumers will not be fleeced by telecom operators in the country.
Does the PURC on the power sector have a system that lets them know if you are being overbilled or not? Because I remember raising a point on there one day around my ECG credit, and somebody from PURC said there's a way they will know if somebody is being overbilled or not, because there's a reckoner. They call it a reckoner that they use in checking your usage. I don't know if this is true. If it is this something that the NCA should also adopt in data pricing?
Yes, the PURC, power consumption is in kilowatts hour. So there's a way by which PURC will be able to calculate your consumption to see whether the electricity companies are billing you the correct billing. But for the data, the telecom companies will tell you that maybe sometimes they will hide behind the fact that there are a lot of background data that are running, and so you think that you are not using your phone, but then the background data is consuming your data. But for 7 GB to just finish within a day when I'm outside the house, it's a bit unusual, and I think that NCA needs to start investigating this matter.
You see how the Minister for Trade is trying to understand the logic of price build-up for cement. We may not agree with his approach, but some people have said that we need that level of transparency, not just in cement, but also in others, so that everybody knows the price build-up of fuel. Because cement is an important product, the price build-up must also be known. Can we say same for data, that we need a price build-up to know what goes into the costs? Because airtime and data is not something that's tangible that you can see. What are your thoughts around that call?
Yeah, I think it is not a bad idea for the PURC, the NCA, to mandate the telecom company to give us the price build up in the data that they sell to us. Now, data has been designated as an essential service. And so when data is seen as an essential service, I think that everything that they need to treat data, the regulator need to treat data and provide some fairness in how the telecom companies are calculating the data.
And by the way, what do you make? What's the latest in the PURC? Sorry, in the cement LI? Are you following? Because there was a video that has been circulating on the minister's meeting with the Chamber of Construction Industry, where he walked out the cement producers. Do you know the latest in that matter and whether that law will still pass?
I'm told that the bill has been laid before the LI has been laid before Parliament. And once the 21 days is reached, the LI will pass and will become a law. And for me, I think that cement pricing is more of economic issue than standard matter. And even when you look at the LI, I think it's not rooted in law because GSA, the LI is on the background of the GSA Act 1078, and there's nowhere in the Act that gives them the mandate to regulate price. And I think if the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers, they can go to Supreme Court and also make a sound argument before the court, and the court could really throw away the LI once it is passed.
Finally, Apia, you see how you sent us the alarm on the LI on sirens and speed limits, which has led to it being jettisoned. Now, I am reliably informed that there is a bill to merge Energy Commission and the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. And there's another bill to merge ECG and NETCO. And these bills will be considered in the third meeting of Parliament in this quarter. Now, we are told that if the PURC is merged with Energy Commission, it will bring the PURC under the sector minister in terms of reporting, and that this could then amount to regulatory capture, because the regulator will be forced to do the bidding of the ministry, because as we speak now, the commission reports to the minister. So the PURC's only lack is that it is an independent regulatory body. I don't know if you have seen this bill and whether my fears are grounded, that if a bill like this is allowed to pass and they merge PURC with Energy Commission, we are going to have a toothless PURC, because a minister can say, produce your own doomsday timetable, and PURC's ability to direct ECG to produce a timetable will be overridden. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I think there is a good reason for the two agencies to be separated, because PURC is economic regulator of energy and water, whereas Energy Commission is a technical regulator. When you merge them, what might happen is that you said I'm a regulatory capture by the minister. As of now, PURC reports directly to the president. And by merging the two together, they will fall under the purview of the Energy Ministry, and that will also take away the independence of PURC. And I think I've not seen the act to see how it's being structured, but I think that it is not something good that they should do so.
So I think that the main question in Ghana is consumer protection. I know you do a lot of work on competition law, but it seems as if the biggest problem in Ghana is a lack of consumer protection, whether it's for telecoms or data or for power. There doesn't seem to be a strong consumer protection lobby. And I'm not sure if the consumer protection law we have is also fit for purpose. Any ideas around those?
Okay, so we do not have a consumer protection law in Ghana. The draft has been there since 2006, almost 18 years now, and unfortunately, the Ministry of Trade has not been able to see to it being passed, and that is something that stabs the consumers on the back. Last year, when Honorable Jinapo was at the Trade Ministry for a short time, there was an attempt to fast-track the process, but it got to Cabinet, and then it was returned back to the ministry, and the ministry has not done anything with regards to that. And I blame the Ministry of Trade. 18 years in getting this bill passed is unacceptable. Even aeroplane, it takes Boeing about 8 years to design a commercial aircraft, get certification, and start selling. On average, 8 years. And if it has taken us 18 years to get this bill, and we have not seen any traction on it, then it's unacceptable. I think that Ghanaians must start demanding for consumer protection law. In Ghana, one thing is that people are more likely to be outgoing on the things that they don't like than the things that they want. But I think that it's time that we have consumer protection law in our country. when you go to most shops to buy something, they say that the goods sold here are not returnable. And because of that, Ghana has become a junkyard of inferior goods. But if we were to have a consumer protection law to give a consumer right to return goods and services in contract, I'm very sure that we will see some decency in the marketplace.
Thank you for that interview, Apia Akusi Adomako, West Africa Regional Director for CATS. Really interesting insight being shared. You can tell I was trying to mix a lot of things.
Oh, yes,
telco, power, and the rest of it.
But Bernard, the last piece of information he gave, I'm stunned that we've had a consumer protection bill on the shelves since 2006, and there's been no progress.
Meanwhile, we have an airline that somebody was trying to push in 3 weeks. If it wasn't that we caught them, the airline on the speeding would have been pushed.
Would have just
and then the airline on cement will probably go through before this administration's tenure. So it's the wheel.
Yeah, and also, how is this not considered important?
But that's why I said to you that all the sectors that affect inflation are regulated so that consumers suffer. Because at the end of the day, let me give you an example. E-levy. You want to grow a digital economy. Then you have 16 million eligible taxpayers.
Yes.
Only 4 million of them have bank accounts. But people are moving onto mobile. Is this the time to tax? But because the consumer is always the cash cow that the government uses to get money, a consumer protection bill affects everything they do, from telcos to Momo to ECG, because we are the people who pay for their free glasses.
Yes, but you see,
so they will not pass the consumer protection bill because, as I said, whatever regulation is done, even with the regulation of the MTN SMP, it's not because Sky is paying more. Because in that regulation, MTN was even willing to lower prices, but they are saying no, it will affect competition. Therefore, they should keep the price high. Yes. So I can understand why 18 years you will not pass it, because the consumer is not what you are thinking of. You are thinking of first yourself. You are thinking of corporate interests. You are thinking of tax revenue. You are not thinking of the consumer. You see the point?
Yes.
So the mindset of the regulator is not to protect you. So he's there with the mindset of, let's make sure that Sky, but he doesn't really in actual sense protect you.
Yeah, but it's a mindset that needs to change immediately, considering the fact that we've been told by this government, previous governments, about moving towards a modern society of sorts. How do you move towards that agenda without a consideration of consumer opinions, without a consideration of, without a place where consumers can fall back on when they are in danger? You understand? So, Honorable Katie Hammond, after your actions over the weekend, perhaps you can get into people's good books by working on this, because we do need
consumer protection.
Consumer
we need to know what is
law.
inside, by the way.
Yes, of course. But if it comes back to the on top of the to-do tray, of course, then we will know what is in it. So please, they should do something about that one. And anyway, it's okay. You don't believe this, because this attempt to push PURC.
Yeah.
And then I'll touch it later.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. It will come up in a full when the bill is out. We'll do a couple of quick announcements, and then Sky will read some messages for us on the WhatsApp platform. Lots of comments coming through. But Caleb, help me here.
In case the unexpected happens, how protected are you, your business, your school, the shops, goods, your home, your cherished vehicles, your kids, and the list goes on. How do you get your investment back if the unexpected happens? Do you have a guarantee for your investments? Are you ready for a solution to these challenges? Join us at the AMA Gardens for this year's insurance fair from 24th to 26th July 2024 at 8 a.m., 5 p.m. each day. It's free. This event is brought to you by Graphic Business in partnership with Ghana Insurance Association and sanctioned by the National Insurance Commission. Now, the season is upon us where the world's greatest athletes will all gather in Paris for the 2024 Olympics from the 26th July to the 11th of August. DSTV will bring you the best coverage of every moment live and in HD via 8 dedicated channels. Tune in to catch athletes Benjamin Azamati, Joe Paul Amwa, and our 4x100 relay teams as they take on the world's best and hopefully chalk some wins. Renew your subscription today by dialing *759# to follow the 2024 Paris Olympic Games only on DSTV. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Now, you've closed from work and you are lying in bed after a long, tiring day. You want to relax, but the mattress is sagging because you compromised and used the shortcut. Don't do that. Go to Latex Foam and experience the difference for yourself. They've got high-quality mattresses and furniture. Then their showrooms are all over the country. You can speak to them on 0302-231155 or visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. Now, Express Pay is allowing you to transfer money at a tiny fee using a Visa card. Whatever amount you send, you are paying just a fraction. If you send 100 cedis, you pay 1 cedi. 200, 2 cedis. 5,000, you pay 10 cedis. So anything above 1,000, you pay only 10 Ghana cedis. Download the Express Pay app and send all of us money.
You have the app.
You have downloaded it.
They've got
Use it to send me money.
Yeah. The app helps you to make payments simple.
To send me bread.
And they've got 24/7 customer service as well. Remember, T's and C's apply.
No, let's deal with this issue properly. This guy, use the thing.
Charlie, brothers need something, Charlie.
Use the thing to send me something.
It's not easier. Anyway,
don't say because you don't see me. You can send it by the Express Pay. Send me bread.
Consider that.
When the bread comes, you need Twisco to go with it.
Thank you very
much. There's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. So permit me to introduce you to Twisco. It's a chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with Enerfort, a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 cedi 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty contents into a mug, mix with 180 ml of previously boiled water, milk, and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. This advert is FDA approved.
Still send more comments. We're not done with the discussion. Apia said we need a consumer protection law. Can we now start coalescing around past the consumer protection law? So this is what we can do. We will find the law. We will find the bill, see what's in it. And then we can do 21 days of advocacy on the consumer protection law. I think there are some things we need to fight for whichever party we support. The consumer protection law, 18 years in the working, is not good enough. It's again, it's one of the things that shows the disconnect between the public and the people who are in charge. It's like the siren and speed law.
Yeah.
Consumer protection is, look, I bought an external drive when I was in the UK. It's like 2009. And for some reason, there was something not working with it, like after 2 weeks. And I bought it via Amazon. So I go online, and they said I should put it, just envelope it and send it back. They sent me a new one. I bought a Sony Vaio in the UK. It was working for like a couple of days. I realized that the disc wasn't playing. Even everything was working, but the disc wasn't playing. I made the complaint. They actually gave me my money back. They gave me my money back. So this is 2009 UK.
Yeah.
We are in 2024 Ghana. You enter a shop and they tell you that goods sold are not returnable. No warranty laws exist. We are producing a lot of lawyers in Ghana. I want lawyers to start helping us sue people. Lawyers, like we need to start suing. Yes, like sue the hell out of them. That how can you go and buy something and they have the nerve to tell you that goods sold are not returnable? Which country?
Yeah.
18 years of consumer protection. So, please help me mobilize legal people to push the law and then social advocacy around this nonsense of goods sold are not returnable. Ghana is not the only country that has citizens who can steal. So you can't tell me that goods sold are not returnable. In every country, goods sold can be returned. Because when you sell a good, you have a contract with somebody that the good has certain specification. And there are some goods you cannot know until you see it or use it. So these goods are not returnable. It's complete disdain for consumer protection. And lawyers must help us start suing these companies. in chains. And we should sue them for damages that will let them understand that you cannot take us for granted. And then let's organize education on the consumer protection law. That law cannot sit in our books on our shelf for 18 years. Trade ministers have gone and come. Consumer protection is not protected. Or have I said the right thing? So find the law for me.
There's a bill.
Whatever it is, find it.
Bernard, you know, when you spoke to one of the deputy finance ministers recently, he talked about the fact that government is eyeing taxing businesses done online. People are creating wealth, revenue through content creation on social media and all of that. So they are eyeing taxing that place.
Eye off that place.
Meanwhile, data is expensive.
You take his eye from that place.
We are not thinking about how to, and if you look at the conversations the flag bearers are all having, they are talking about creating jobs through digital.
Meanwhile, they are eyeing.
Internet's not the job. The thing is
and
costly.
They are eyeing taxing.
And they are eyeing taxing that thing.
They should remove their eye.
You understand?
Tomorrow is a budget. I'll be looking through well.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Enhance your business operations with the HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer. You can print, copy, and scan up to 19 pages per minute with high-quality mobile scans or customizable shortcuts in the HP Smart app that delivers effortless use from wherever you work so you can focus on growing your business. Take advantage of its Wi-Fi direct printing and intuitive touchscreen, which are both designed to simplify your day. With the HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer, experience fast and easy setups and improved overall printing efficiency with a 20,000 page duty cycle built to keep you and your business secure and moving forward with embedded security that is pre-configured out of the box to detect and stop attacks. The HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer is available at all Kompu Ghana stores. Visit KompuGhana.com or call 0302 752 020 for more information.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Imagine a one-stop shopping experience for all things made in Ghana, and this is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Get ready to explore the remarkable fair to showcase the rich diversity, talent, innovation, and mastery of made in Ghana products and services with the This is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Now Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM invites you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services in the biggest trade fair and exhibition for local SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and indigenous corporate bodies that Ghana has ever seen. We shall promote, we shall support, and patronize various Ghanaian products, solutions, and services that are redefining the views on indigenous products and their packaging across all sectors. The date, 31st of August and the 1st of September 2024. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. And the venue is the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Call us now on 0205-973-973 for inquiries on how to participate. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, Koa Natural, Ghana National Gas Company, Ghana Pay Mobile Money, and Piva Beverages.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And Peter, our family, yeah, they call this Uncle Kuanasi. Loads of messages in here. We'll be sharing them with you. We're talking about the cost of data and a mix of other issues, Consumer Protection Agency issues. Oh, Sky, you're a soldier?
You know, this song is I mean, it's a beautiful song. Yeah. I love what he's been able to put together.
Yeah.
It speaks to the soul.
And one person I know who really enjoys this song so much is the outgoing member of Parliament for Dom Kwabenya.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
One more soldier.
Yes.
Good morning to her.
Yes, good morning. Let me use this opportunity to say happy birthday to two special people I grew up with. So the first one is going out to Marilyn Ahonam Duamapo Dunyo Mrs. On your special day and always, may your path be illuminated with joy, your heart filled with love, and your spirit lifted with hope. You are a blessing to all who know you, and your kindness, compassion, and beauty inspire us to be our best selves. May this year bring you even more reasons to smile, more adventures to cherish, and more moments to celebrate your wonderful existence. You deserve all the happiness in the world, Marilyn. Shine bright, dear one. So, happy birthday to you, Mary of Adafianu and related communities. You are a wonderful person. Mm-hmm. So much love coming your way. And this one says, happy birthday to Gifty Kawo, also coming in from Adafianu. Happy birthday to you. You are an incredible person. You are a shining light and a rock for many, many, many who know you.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your strength, love, and sacrifices. I'm forever grateful to you. May your special day be filled with joy, love, and happiness. You deserve all of it. So happy birthday to you, Gifty Cow of Cow Copper in the Adafiono area of the Volta region.
Nice
Love
one.
you.
Nice one.
Well, yeah, give your eyes the best attention they deserve. Don't joke with your eye health this month. That's why Robert and Sons are there. They have over 33 years of experience and they give you great services. They've got specialist services, pediatric eye care services, and everything in between. Call them on 0302-222-601 or 0501519111 or visit or follow them rather on social media. Robert and Sons Optical Services, seeing is believing.
Indeed, seeing is believing. And our friends from GT Bank will be joining us in the studio. They are doing something fantastic, which is the GT Bank Autism Awareness Program. It's a workshop they are going to have. They are pulling together industry experts to help parents and guardians who have who have autism, so that they can assist them, with the education, help them, basically empower them with knowledge, so that they can better groom them. So it's the GT Bank Annual Autism Workshop and Consultations. Consultations is happening at the Kofi Ohene Kunedu Auditorium. Some of our friends from GT Bank will be joining us in the studio shortly. In the meantime, we have some of your messages on the cost of data. We'll be wrapping up with some of them quickly, and we'll have our friends from GT Bank join us.
Yes, let me also quickly say that Etonam Duamakwo and Carlos and Co associate themselves with the message I read earlier for our lovely sister Marilyn Duamakwo. More comments coming in. This one is coming in from K. Chibi. Says the city, the data issue there is sad. Sometimes I ask my wife if the fridge and the curtains also use the data. Because as if it's a deliberate way to take what we have. This one says, good morning, Mr. Avila and Co. I have an issue with MTN. When I buy credit or bundles through their app, they give bonuses, but they deduct service charges from the main credit instead of the bonuses. For example, after purchasing credit using the app, MTN gives me bonus credit. I expect them to deduct my call charges from the bonus credit first, and then move to the main credit once the bonus credit is depleted. They rather deduct from the main credit I buy from them. By the time the main credit finishes, the bonus vanishes because the bonus has grace period of 7 days. Message from Dosire at Ifia.
Okay, good. We have more messages. We'll be bringing them to you shortly. In the meantime, our friends from GT Bank indeed are in the studio. Agnes Owusu Afram and Harriet Ochre. Harriet Ochre is lead communication and engagement GT Bank, as well as while Agnes Owusu Afram is divisional head corporate communication and customer experience. We're talking about the GT Bank Annual Autism Workshop and Consultation. Because Agnes and Harriet love the song, had to make it roll a bit. Ladies, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you. How have you all been doing?
Great. We've been doing great.
Happy to see you and welcome you back. I remember you from last year. You were in the studio. We had a conversation during your second annual autism program, and you're here again for this year's.
Yes.
How did last year's go?
Great. Last year was the second time, and participation, enthusiasm. The people of Ghana took this initiative as we also expected, and it was great. At the same venue, we were able to do the workshop.
Right.
We had the full capacity in the auditorium where a lot of insight was given, and then the consultation as well. It went great. We received feedback, and indeed it has been massive. So there is a reason to do it again.
I have a feeling this is perhaps the most impactful and fulfilling social corporate responsibility you've taken on as a bank.
You're
correct?
right. You're right.
Tell me about it.
So for us, we focus on 2 key areas. Education, where we look at ICT lab for government basic school,
Right.
and then we do the health. In health, you have a few donations here and there, but this one, autism, is something you and I will need to focus on. I got a few statistics from last week in a conversation with a senior medical doctor, and she mentioned that post-COVID, a lot has happened with children when it comes to autism. So it's an important thing for us to hammer.
Now, seeing you here means there's some good news, right? So tell me what's happening this year. What's going to happen?
Okay, so just as we did last year, we're doing it again.
Right.
It's not just a flash in the pan. We're back again. This is something that has come to stay.
I love it.
So this year,
Consistency.
You know. So we're going to the Kofi Ohenekunedu Auditorium at UPSA this year again. From tomorrow, Tuesday 23rd, through to Saturday 27th. It's a 5-day event. But for the first day, we have the workshop where we have consultants, subjects, and matter experts from all over Africa. The UK, USA, Nigeria, Ghana.
Right.
We're here. We will be at UPSA taking you through what it means to take care of an autistic ward and everything else that you need to equip yourself with to do a fantastic job at that.
I like it.
And then from Wednesday through to Saturday, one-on-one consultations where the patients, in quotes, and they get to meet specialists one-on-one, tell them whatever they're going through, let them show you what you can do to be better at this. I mean, we can only learn on a day-to-day, so that's what we will be up to for this week.
I understand that for 2 consecutive years, GT Bank has taken up the full cost of this program.
Yeah.
And this year, are patrons expected to pay any amount at all for these services?
No, it's free. It's free for this year as well. It will continue to be free in that this is our corporate social responsibility. And it means that every single parent, caregiver, teacher in churches and in our normal school streams will need to know how to deal with every single child. So we need more people to come on board, and there's no reason to pay for this. It's free, and this is a responsibility on the bank that we want to give to our community.
Wow.
Yes.
No, but wait, you are training people.
Yes.
You're teaching them how to handle autistic children.
Perfect. So at this point, you cannot even conclude a child is autistic except you understand these things.
Right.
So you have children with delayed speech. We have children who have milestones that they haven't reached.
Right.
You think a child is 3 years. At this time, she should be able to do some things herself. She's not doing it.
Yeah.
All those are the characteristics and attributes that you need to understand.
Okay.
Then you'll be able to help the child or manage the child to perfect it. So this year we are looking at a spectrum of possibilities. You and I think that at the age of 4, a child should be able to do this. But that child is a special child.
Right.
And instead of her using a pen and a pencil, he or she probably wants to keep using a computer.
Right.
And these are the diversities in these children.
So it's a spectrum of possibilities.
You're right.
Ooh, I love this.
You're right. So that's what we are seeking to advocate. So the workshop is a training session as well.
Okay.
It also allows participants to also give their concerns and feedback.
Okay.
And then we have over 24 specialists.
Right.
Across Ghana Education Service and medical sector, and they are going to take us through this session.
So who should be here? I'm thinking child workers should be here.
Perfect.
Tell me more. Can nannies come? Mothers,
Anyone
parents?
in charge of an autistic child, you are
Right.
invited.
Okay.
You are the people we are doing this for.
Right.
So you can be a parent, a grandma, a grandpa, a nanny, a special education teachers, everybody.
What
that is
about
in
the
charge
rich
of-
uncles and aunties who have been
Hey, we're
babysitting
here.
and all?
We're here. We're
representative.
here. Rich uncles and aunties pass through.
It's
We're
impressive.
here for you.
I'm really impressed that GT Bank, you're taking this on and you've been doing this consistently, and it's lovely. You must be commended. What really is the motivation for this?
For a bank, we're excited about how the entire country has taken and has accepted us working or has accepted our norms as an institution. However, the community also has a need. And for every institution doing business in this country, it's important to establish what you can do to support the community. That is the motivation.
Right.
There are a lot of key concern areas for all of us in our communities, but you need to also identify what is subtle. What do people need more knowledge about, and what you can do within that space? And that is our biggest motivation. That notwithstanding, our mother company in Nigeria has done this for 13 years. And so for Africa, there's a testimony that it's good to replicate it in other countries. So we doing it the third time and getting all this feedback and getting all these indications is clear. It's worth doing it.
And there's a huge need for it as well.
Yes, please.
Are there any testimonies, like impact stories you can share with us, something that has changed with some of the participants over the years, improved, that you can share with us quickly?
Yes. So last year we had over 250 families coming through for the one-on-one consultations.
Wow.
And some of them go back to us. There's a special school in the Western region that came. There were a whole lot, and they will call or send an email to tell us how impactful it's been. Because I mean, initially they found it a bit hard to get used to children doing things in a different way. But after the workshop sessions where they got to learn, okay, each child is different. Every person is special in their own way. You don't expect them to do A when they are very well versed at doing B and C. And so they learn to adapt well to the children and to help them, take their own time to do their own things and grow at their own pace.
Right.
It cut down on the frustration. They got to understand them better and appreciate them, learn how to work with them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So this is starting from tomorrow at UPSA all the way to Saturday.
Tomorrow, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. sharp, and we're there. How can I be part if I'm interested? Should I register? How do I get there? Let me know, please.
Tomorrow, just come in. Come straight to the Kofi Ohene Kunedu Auditorium.
I should just come like that?
Just come like that.
Oh, nice.
We need you there at 9 o'clock because it's a full packed day.
Nice.
We'll be there through till 4 p.m.
I love it.
The beginning session before lunch break is full of this.
Oh, there will be lunch break?
Yes.
Oh, you should have started from there. There will be lunch break.
Yes.
I love it.
I think there'll be a breakfast break as well.
There will be a breakfast break as well.
There is breakfast as well.
Breakfast and lunch.
Oh, GT, man, you will live long.
Amen.
Wow.
So once you get in, we will do the registration. Because
Excellent.
there's a breakout session after lunch, we will just identify you with different colors.
Right.
These are the colors of autism.
Okay,
and then
okay.
once you fall in a certain group, you join the group.
I'll call them
after
colors
lunch.
of possibility.
That's good.
Spectrums of possibility. I love this. I love this.
We'll just take your
Wow.
details so we can get in touch with you after. That's all that is required. So just at the entrance of the auditorium, we take a few details from you. Just get in, enjoy the session, and then get ready with your questions as well.
Harriet Ochery. Agnes Osu Afram.
Yes, sir.
No, you're a big woman. No, you do all. This is good. We are going to come in on numbers from 9 a.m. to close of day. There will be breakfast, there will be lunch break, but very importantly, there will be consultations for you, and there will be trainings for you to identify children with autism or spectrums of possibility, and see how you can help nurture them to become the geniuses that they indeed are. Let me take your final words before you take leave of us, Agnes and Harriet.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us this morning. What we are saying is tomorrow at the Kofi Ohene Kunedu Auditorium, UPSA, 9 a.m.
Yes.
We expect everyone. It's free.
Yes.
We expect school teachers. We expect medical workers, health workers. We expect parents, caregivers, nannies, house helps. Everyone who impacts lives in one way or the other in a form of upbringing or training. We expect you there at the workshop. And then from Wednesday, that is one-on-one consultation.
Okay, so
That
the workshop is from, the consultation is from Wednesday.
Yes,
So if I want to see a consultant one-on-one, some are coming from US, Nigeria, Ghana, UK, and I'll get to meet them one-on-one.
Yes, please.
And it's free.
It's free.
Sweet.
It's free.
I love
The
it.
key for us is for you to come in tomorrow first,
Right.
get to understand the full scope, because all of them will be talking.
Right.
So you understand it, and it'll be easier for you to know who you should go to in terms of the consultation. So we encourage everyone to join us. It's free, and let's all support the spectrum of possibilities.
And Cassandra, we are welcome, especially because there is everything.
Yeah.
Harriet, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Agnes, thank you also
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
GTB,
Thank you.
God bless you. called Chilinsa by Avit and Kubolo. I don't know where Godfrey Odum got this one from. I like it, it's good. Chilinsa. Today is the birthday of Apostle Professor Opoku Onyina. Happy birthday to you, sir. God bless and keep you. Long life, good health, more impact even in your retirement. We love you so much. And a few messages here we'll wrap up with, Nathan.
Okay, this one is from Kofi in Kumasi.
Yes.
Says the charge you're talking about is the service charge. It's a monthly charge.
Okay.
And I noticed it in 2016 when I moved to the Volta region.
All right.
This one says, I personally don't have problems with the price increment, but my problem is I wake up at dawn to study before going to work, and the internet buffers throughout. Meanwhile, I'm paying for the service. Telecel, please wake up.
Okay.
This one says, good morning, Bernard and your team. On the ECG prepaid smart meters, I recently requested for one in January, and I was giving a 3-phase super smart meter. Anytime I buy 300 CDs, it lasts 4 days. Surprisingly, when I went to ECG to complain, I met a technician who came to do something on my meter. And since then, 150 CDs takes a month. Sometimes I travel for 2 weeks and I come back and the 150 CDs extends into the second month.
Wow.
There is always a way the ECG people are aware, and they will never show you unless the technicians tell you the secret. My senior brother, who has been in the meter business in Australia, applied for honey and sugar around the meter for ants to come into the meter. Trust me, the meter reads like 20 CDs.
No. Don't do that. No, you can't do that. Don't do that.
What is this? I wonder what all of this is.
Thank you, Nathan. It's almost top of the hour. That's how we bring the show to a close. Our programs continue. News at 10 is here shortly. Zoe, good morning.
Good morning, Caleb.
When did you share Sukrumwayashi? Is it true?
You want me to really comment?
It's okay, read the news.
Well, Kumayashi, that's true.
What's in the news?
Coming up, hoteliers